Oh. Hi there. Hi, Carol. Hi, Patricia.
Welcome.
Morning.
All right. Hi, Julie.
Good morning.
Hi, Denise.
Good afternoon for you.
Hi, Sue. Good afternoon. I just finished a late lunch. Yep. Be late here, lunch and dinner. So my mom waits until I'm done at 9 p.m. and then we have dinner. So it's like,
It's nice.
yeah.
Good mom.
Well, I mean, she eats for Argentinians really early at 8 p.m., like really early. 9 is normal for Argentinians, but she does wait a whole hour for me. But over here, 9 is the time between 9 and 10 that you do have dinner. So actually, it's for her, it's late.
Do you
I
have
know
wine?
for Americans, it's like, whoa.
And do you have wine at that time?
What's that?
Yeah.
Wine?
Wine?
Yes, many families, not us. My mom doesn't drink, I don't drink. So, but yeah, it's a
Oh,
typical
guess
thing.
not. Okay.
I know we're boring that way, but it's the best. Argentinian wine is amazing. And yeah, it's a pretty typical that you'd have some wine with dinner. Yeah,
From
but
Mendoza.
what's that from Mendoza? Yeah, from Mendoza, not any wine. Um, but yeah, my mom has never wine didn't never do she never really it didn't sit well with her or whatever. And so my house is probably one of the few houses that did not have the tradition of wine. Anyway, so here we go. White wine was okay, I think, but she couldn't do red wine, which I guess is the yummy one. I don't know. Since I don't drink wine, as you can tell either, I'm I copied from her about not drinking wine, which is a pity because I hear our wine is delicious. Whenever I sip at it, I know that it's good. It's not my thing. Anyway, so everyone head over to the chat and give me a little good, I guess it's morning for you guys. Good afternoon for me.
It's a beautiful morning here.
It is. I know. My husband called, said it was 7 degrees, 70 degrees. I mean, a beautiful walk.
Oh, we had
Actually, we had a what?
a tsunami watch.
I've heard all about the tsunami. You guys are having an exciting life over there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
Fiesta.
Um,
Fiesta.
my youngest son works at the pier at the Sea Center. So I was
Oh.
just checking, are you sure you got the tsunami warning? Because I heard about it from here. He's like, ah, it's okay, Mom. No way.
Yeah.
No problem.
And you're missing Fiesta.
You know what? I've never been a Fiesta advocate. I don't like Fiesta too much, to say the truth. I'm the anti here you can see how boring I am. I don't like drunken crowds, and Fiestas to me drunken crowds. So whenever my husband and I are there, we try to go, we would go visit his mom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She's not around anymore. We try to leave town for Fiesta, which I know is not, the thing if you're from Santa Barbara, but that was our experience with Fiesta. So, and then we did have a girl.
Yeah,
a
bothers
friend
me to see young girls all made up like they're 20 years old. That bothers me a lot.
Yeah, but that's beyond Fiesta, right? But yeah. Anyway, welcome, everyone. Hopefully, some of you guys are enjoying some Fiesta. A friend of mine's daughter was a very good flamenco dancer, and she got chosen as the spirit once and whatever. And so we did go to those events. I mean, that's yeah, the whole Fiesta vibe. Anyway, you guys, Fiesta or no Fiesta, tsunami or no tsunami, you had some work to do. So, did you get to it? No. Some of you still had to work on organizing files, leftovers from last class. Some of you guys have to busily go out and buy portable hard drive. As long as you're doing that and you don't have any questions about that, then we'll kind of continue on with that which refers to this class. So any questions about buying your hard drives, or any questions about organizing your files? Is there anything left of that kind of questions, things that are happening? No? Okay. Yeah, Sue?
Yeah, no, it's not a question. I did buy my hard drive at Mac Mechanics,
Okay,
And-
great.
and they only have 2 terabyte ones.
That's
Oh.
fine.
And it comes with a cord that's got an adapter that you can take off one bit so it'll adapt. It comes with that.
That's
So
ready to go. So Julie always knows the address. Julie, do you want to put the info for the Mac Mechanic in the chat for everyone? I call on you because I know you always do that. Mac Mechanic is a store in Santa Barbara, not the Mac store, but actually the Mac Mechanic. They fix computers, but they also sell parts, and it looks like they sell it to you with adapter ready to go. So, and they're a great company, employee owned. So definitely, if you're going to buy one, and you're good at buying stuff by, walking or driving there, definitely go and get it from Mac Mechanic versus online.
they also offered to set it up for me. But I
Yeah,
don't have a computer with me.
Well, the thing is that if you bought it from them ready to go with cable, setting it up is just plugging it in. So that's kind of nothing. It's a nothing burger, what they call. Just plug it in, it's ready to
nothing
go.
burger except for us that don't know how to do that. It's a
Well,
big burger.
what I'm saying is, if you bought the portable hard drive ready for the Mac with the adapter, it's literally plug it in. Now,
Easy.
if you
Yeah.
bought one that's PC and that we need to convert it, it has to be set up. Okay. But if you got the one that's for Mac only, just plug it in and you'll see that it'll say, do you want to use this as a time machine? And say yes, and then just forget about it. Like, try that. And if it doesn't say that and it's more complicated, then wait until we go around and do it together. Okay. Like, I really mean, if it's a Mac ready one with the cable, it's literally plug it in. The question is, do you want the setup as a time machine? And you say yes or continue or whatever the okay version is. And that's it. That's it. The computer does it all. That's what I mean by a nothing burger, literally. But those of you who buy one that's for PC, we need to convert it to Mac. And it's simple, but that one you do need to be walked through those steps for the other version. Okay. All right. So a couple more people came in since I was saying hello. So hi, Michelle. Hi, Rodney. Hi, Yolanda. Hi, Diane. Denise, I think I had said hi to you, but I think you might have not been hearing me yet at that point. So anyway, everyone else, I already said hi. Head over to the chat and give me a little hey ho in the chat. Just make sure you're all registered, and let's get going. So since that was it for the purchasing and no one seems to have questions about organizing. By the way, Michelle, have you been able to access the class files since the other day when I gave you direct access to them?
Yeah, but
But I
did
do see
you
your hand is
click-
up anyway, so ask me whatever your question is, but I can
did you
show you that.
directly put it in,
Yeah.
or was it put in the way everybody else has put in?
No, that never worked. You've been in the way everybody else since the beginning. I put your pipeline email in it now, but your pipeline email, now I read his email again. Yeah, the issue with pipeline tends to happen when there's name changes and usernames and last names and they don't match. Then they have to do some rigmarole in the back. I use the pipeline email address that I have for you in my roster, and I put that one in there. So it doesn't show up yet anymore still?
No, it does.
It does, yeah. So I
Yeah.
just had to do it in a direct manner. But
So I have one more question about is that
so
I just had a
anytime you're in
about-
until that gets fixed in the background, that they join your accounts or whatever, anytime someone sends that they're putting stuff in the school's pipeline for you, just tell them that they need to send it directly to yours. remind me next time you're in a class of mine and then I'll do it. Because otherwise I just send it to the class. I don't send
Okay.
individually. I just allow the CRN 80514 to access the files. That's all I do. And then I would have to add your name individually. Okay.
So that because the username's different than my email, and I can't change that email. I can't change that original one.
They need to kind of join stuff. I don't know what they need to do.
Okay,
with that.
that's their thing. And okay. I had a question just about the files. I made all the files, but you know how we did like file within a file within a file?
A folder within
Well,
a folder, yeah.
Yeah,
Folder.
folder within a folder. How do you get something into that third folder? It's just a matter of putting it in there. I don't know
Just
why.
drag it in there. So let me give you an example, and then if that's not enough, we'll have you share your screen.
Okay.
So here's my Finder, right? If I go into my documents, and I
Mhm.
have, so here I have my financial folder, has my taxes, and then there I have my like 2024, and there I have my expenses. So there's like, you know, expenses, 2024,
6.
taxes, financial, right? Inside a document. So it's quite a way. So now say that I have an expense, say that this is an expense receipt. I just drag it in there, drag it into expenses. There it is. It's in quarterly sales, expenses, 2024, taxes,
Oh,
financial.
okay. It's easy as that.
Now,
All
let
right.
me take it out. Let me put it again. Let me put this one back out now. And it's as easy as that. Now it's just hanging out in the main documents. Say that I were to view the documents as columns, right? Then if I go open my financial taxes 2024, so, you know, I'm choosing the receipts, then I drag it from here directly into receipts, boom. And now there it is inside of receipts. I don't know if it was
Okay.
receipts or, and if it wasn't receipts and it was expenses, then I just drag it back into expenses. So in either way, you don't have to step by step put them, you know,
Yeah,
first in
I
one,
kind of
then in
think
the
I
other.
was just confused about that. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I'll
no, I mean,
try that.
you just need to, and I'm gonna watch the list again. You just put it in if this was a generic taxes comment that every time you do all your taxes, you need like information, general information of yours that you just need, then it goes just in your taxes, right? Because it's like a general thing. But if it's specific to 2022 invoices, then you just put it directly in 2024 invoices, and then it only belongs to that. Does that make sense?
Okay.
But there's
Thank
certain
you.
things that are generic that every time you do taxes you need, then you put it in there. Maybe whatever stocks you follow. I don't know. Here I'm talking about stocks again. I don't know why I talked about stocks twice when I don't even have it.
I know
But,
neither.
then every year you need to consult which were mine. Oh, there they are. Okay. And then you check and see if you made money or didn't make money or whatever you do with taxes around stocks. Okay. So yeah,
Okay.
you just open. Now, if you don't have them all open, right? And you're
Yeah.
just organizing a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, maybe it's easier at that point to just kind of drop it in financial, boom, because you have 2,500 things that you're organizing. And then later you open financial, you get this one, let me open taxes, let me open 2023. That's where it goes. You know what I
So
mean?
yeah, further
So
organized.
you can then, it's like you throw things in the bedroom, and then when you go to the bedroom, you go, okay, this one I open my drawer and I put it in with my socks, you know. But other than that, yeah, so having the big folder is handy for quicker, you know, basic organization, and then you can go in and do the details, right? Or open it all up, get as far as you need, and then just drop it into the right place. You can do that too, right? So yeah, just a choice of when we do that. So now I keep putting it in different ones, and I'm going to now save it and bring it out again into miscellaneous items to be organized. So there. So if I have all of these to organize, it's when it might be easier to just go, oh, this goes in taxes, boom, let's just put it there. This goes in there, just boom, put it in class files. And then later, open the class files and go, okay, so this one is, oh, this was general for classes. This one's only Mac. Okay, Mac. You know, how about this one? Oh, that's a Mac thing. Okay, throw that one in Mac. You know what I mean? And just kind of, so these are hanging out in the main class files folder, but there's inner folders. So now I go, okay, Holiday Motel, oh, that's a Photoshop class. There it is, boom. And how about Funky Guitar, that watercolor class file, whatever. So I just grab that one and put it in there. So you slowly begin to organize. And if you look at it, there's my Photoshop ones, you know?
Yeah,
So
once you put it in that main one, then it's in there. It's not like down the
it's
list.
in the class files, right?
Mhm.
So then it's setting their general class files, and now I need to go iLife. Oh, that's a clear iLife file. Oh, look, I don't have a folder for iLife, so let me make a folder for iPhone, put the iLife answer, right? Clean up duplicate photos. That's going to be, that's actually an iLife class. Mac, that's a Mac one. Okay, I'll put that one in Mac. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Um,
it does.
and
I
then
don't
if
know
you have
why I was
folders within
stuck on it.
folders, because I have 3 different Mac classes, maybe inside I have Mac level 1, 2, and 3. Then that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. You know, you can keep moving it in as far as necessary. Okay,
Okay, thanks.
that's a great question. Thank you. All right. Hi, Justine. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Yolanda, and hi, Kristen. I see
Hello.
different ones of you. So Kristen is from
Yes.
my design classes, and she was a PC person, and suddenly she purchased a Mac and feels a little bit lost. So she understands computers, but she's like, with a Mac. So I said, well, join us. We're kind of towards the end of the series of classes, but we're kind of at the beginning of Mac level 2. So, hey, you know, she might have some basic questions, and I'll just let her later take all the basic classes. But you start where you start, and where you're starting is
Okay.
at the second day of Mac level 2. We
Got
were
it.
just working on some stuff left over from the other day. Sue still has a question, and then we're going to jump into today. So yeah, Sue, how are you?
Is there some way I can, is there some way that my computer tells me that this thing is working? I mean, I feel it.
Yeah. Well, feeling it is a good thing. When you plugged it in, did it say something like, do you want to
It
use
said,
this for time machine?
allow.
Good. Allow. It is working. And yes, there is a way for you to tell, but hang in there. When I share my files and whatever, I share my screen and stuff like that, I'll go and point to you where you should be looking at. But otherwise, just let it be. It works in the background. In 2 weeks, oh, that's something I need to talk to you about, Kristen. But anyway, in 2 weeks, when the last week of class, when we work with a time machine, then you'll understand it completely. Now just kind of leave it there, forget about it. By the time we get to it, oh God, I can't believe I'll be home. Oh, I came here for 3 weeks and I'm leaving in a week and a half. It's like 5
Aw,
days.
that's
Oh,
sweet.
so quick. So I'll be home. I'll be in Santa Barbara when we do that. And by then you will have had 2 weeks worth of time machine backups, daily time machine back. You'll see it. It's working. Just let it be. Okay, so did anyone else buy their portable hard drive yet? Nope. I'm not sure who needed it yet, but she went and bought it. Some of you just joined us. She went and bought it at the Mac Mechanic. And Julie put the info. Let me actually recopy her info, because people who just join up, the chat starts right when you join for you. And Colette's joining us, so I'm going to put it in even one more time so that she gets it too. Mac Mechanic sold it to her, ready to go. All she had to do was plug in with the adapter and everything. So let me one more time put the info in there, so now Colette gets that too. Hi,
Hey.
Colette.
Hi, good morning. Okay,
Good
gotta go.
morning.
Love you. Bye.
So what I just did was put in the chat. If you go to the chat, you should have it because I put it after you joined us, the info to the Mac Mechanic. Now, again, I don't get any kickbacks from Mac Mechanic, but they're a great store. They're local. If you go there and buy, like Sue did, an external hard drive from them for the time machine that we will set up on the last week, then there you go. Oh, okay. Justine says they used to sell laptops and they don't anymore. Okay, but they still sell the hard drives. Other than that, you can get it, as I showed you last week, everywhere. And Kristen, I'm going to have you watch last week's recording, Tuesday's recording, right?
Mhm.
So that
Okay.
so that you could, by next Tuesday, you'll be caught up in all of this conversation that we're having right now. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
And since now you're registered in the class, when you go to look for the class files, you should automatically be seeing them. So go ahead and check and make sure that Mac level 2 pops in up for you. Okay, if you remember how to look for class files. If not, remind me at the end of the class. I can
No.
show you. Okay. Or send me an email and I can send you the video of how to get to the class files. Okay.
Okay, I'll do that.
So anyway, all right. Nice to see everyone. Let's get going. So first of all, what we spent a lot of time working on last class, and I always say last week, but I always mean last class, and I say next week, and I mean next class, in case you ever wonder, well, you said next week. No, I always am talking about get this ready for next time we meet. So most of my classes are some are twice a week, one or once a week, and I always say next week. Okay. So last class, 2 days ago, not last week, we spent a lot of time with the system preferences or the system settings of the Mac and the system settings of your phone. Those of you who also own an iPad, the system settings of the iPad, right? So the phone and the iPad system settings are very similar to the Mac. Everything looks similar, just that the phone, it's much more constrained, right? Because it has no space. And yes, there are apps that belong to only one or the other device. Some apps don't exist on the computer, some apps don't exist on the phone. So there's that difference. But one of the key things that we were doing is noticing that if you want your devices to all have the same information, the information needs to go through the cloud. And for it to go through the cloud, you need to have the settings turned on for the cloud for all those apps. Now, someone who just bought a new computer, Kristen, quite a few of you guys have a new computer, by default, those settings are on. Now, if you bought a new computer, but you had your old computer transferred to the new one like Carol did, then it grandfathers in the old settings. So even though she has a new computer, Carol might have her settings set to no or whatever she had in the past. Does that make sense? But if you are new to Macs like Kristen, when it comes, pretty much everything is on, yeah, turned on, right? It depends. So those of you who have been like upgrading and buying a new computer, resetting them the way you used to have them, then you might have more things off than on because there's things that didn't exist before that now exist. And so the default setting would be off until you turn them on. So what we did last week is we began to work on equalizing them. Did anyone encounter, you were supposed to explore all that. Did anyone encounter anything that you want to ask me about? Any questions? Or, I mean, we're going to move forward with that. We're going to keep going. It's not like I'm leaving you with that only class, but is there anything there that was different or questionable that you want to ask about? Oh, here comes Georgia. Nope. You're all good? Okay. So I've seen a question here from Diane. What's the brand for the time machine? Okay, actually a good question because there is no brand. The time machine is software that comes with the Mac. So you have that already. What you need to do, hi Georgia. What you need to do is buy any brand. Remember that I ran up and down Amazon and I ran up and down the Costco and I ran up and down, Best Buy. There's brands. You need to buy a external portable hard drive of the size that corresponds to your computer. And that's what we went through. And you choose the brand. You might want to spend $50, $20, or $900 or $300. That is not what matters. Now, I am sure there's a difference. Like my son who puts the movies he makes, which cost a bazillion of hours and dollars, he buys an expensive one and yada, yada, yada. For most mortals, just whatever you can get is fine. That said, this is the backup of your computer, right? So if something happens to your computer, this is what will back up your files. So however important it is to you to not lose your photos and your files and all your stuff, then that would be it. But there's a bazillion brands, like there's bazillion brands of computers and whatever. I have to admit, for a long time, I just went to Costco and bought whatever they sold. And they used to sell Seagate, and that was good enough. Now they're only selling the keychain ones, which are like double the price. So next time I buy, I'll probably buy from a different place because I don't want one of those. I want a big one. I have to tell you, and this is something I began to explain last week, I have too many files for my computer, and this is a different conversation than backing up. My computer doesn't fit all my photos. I have my photos on a separate hard drive, also an external hard drive, but that's not a backup. It's just like you live in a 2-bedroom house and then suddenly you have to build another 2 rooms into your house because you had triplets or something. You need more space, okay? So that second machine that you plug in that has more files that are not on your computer, that's not backing up. That's just more space. And I know Patricia has her photos that way. A lot of my Photoshop people have their photos that way because they actually work with really big raw files and whatever. That is separate. But that hard drive is the same one as the ones we're buying, right? It's just another external hard drive. So you might end up like my computer, I have like 6 hard drives connected to it. Now, why 6? Well, 1 is a time machine for my computer. Actually, if I think about it, 7. 1 is a time machine for my computer, which backs up my computer, what lives on my computer. But then how about those extra files on that extra hard drive? Those are not being backed up by this time machine. So if you have an extra hard drive with extra files, guess what? You need another hard drive to back up that hard drive. Does that make sense? And it's just because you have a bunch of photos in a hard drive. Hard drives die. They die. One day to the next, they start going click, click, click if you're lucky and you know it's about to die. And then you're like, it's about to die. Let me copy my thumbs into something else. And other days it makes no noise. One day it just doesn't work. Hard drives die. It's a machine. Some can live for 10 years. Some live a month and a half and then it dies. Hopefully not. That would be more of a lemon, but hopefully not. So if you are one of the people that has extra files that are not on your computer, that lives in another hard drive, our time machine backup won't be enough because time machine backs up only your computer. So then you need to have another hard drive to clone your other hard drive. So then suddenly you have 2 there, a time machine, your computer, you know what I mean? But you need to have backups so that if something happens to one, the other one takes over. I'm not going to explain that second type right now. That has to do more with Mac level 1, where we talked about how to store all your files and everything. If you have that same setup with more files on another hard drive, just know it needs to be backed up before it dies. So, and more of this conversation will be had last week. So there's another way to back things up, which is online, not on the iCloud, just online. You buy a service that you pay a yearly fee or a monthly fee, and then you back up your physical hard drive to a different company, not to Apple, on the cloud. Because the important thing is it has to be somewhere else. If one system fails, the other one doesn't fail. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And in the past, when the cloud and all these things didn't exist, I would have a hard drive in my house, back up my computer. Whenever we went to visit my mother-in-law, I would leave it in her house, pick up the one I'd left before, bring it back it up 3 months later, or she'd come and we'd switch. The whole point is if a fire, if a hurricane, if something happens to the physical beings, there needed to be one somewhere else. Well, now that somewhere else can be the cloud, but that somewhere else would be then not with Apple, right? But with another company. That way, if something happens to one, you have it in another. So that concept might be one too many for most of you guys. It's like, oh, okay, a little bit of backing up is enough, too much is to it. But if you're working with your files, if this is your art, your job, your clients, you can't afford to lose them. 3 backups is what you need for it to be considered safe. Your computer is one, your backup could be your time machine, and then a something in the cloud, not the Apple, because that's the cloud, but another company online, that would be your 3rd level. Then if one fails, the other one works. Does that make sense? So that's the full spectrum of backing up. We're just going to talk about time machine, which is one version of backing up. And then I'll point you in the direction of the others and you can investigate and check and see if you want to do that. All right, so Julie,
You were mentioning if the time machine fails or quits or whatever, dies, is the information in that retrievable?
It depends on how it dies. Sometimes it dies and it can be retrieved, and other times it's just it's dead and you lost everything. It really, you know, if your car breaks down, sometimes you can like make it to the mechanic, and other times it's just like they have to come pick it up. Same with time machines. You don't know. So there are companies that you pay thousands of dollars to, who you send your hard drive to, and they do their best to retrieve information. But us mere mortals probably can't. So you might as well just have a second backup, so you don't have to pay thousands of dollars, and you're just, oh, well, good thing I had a second backup. But if that's all you have and it's everything you have, then you'll go and send your thing, and you're going to cross every finger. And depending on if the information was overwritten or if it was just inaccessible, they can probably make it accessible. But if it was overwritten, so meaning it's been erased by some other information, then it's gone. So it really depends. So just don't trust on that, and just trust on having another backup. Hi, Afra.
Okay,
Good
thank you.
morning.
Joining us.
Sorry,
Good morning. Okay, let me rename Afra. Okay. Oh, I didn't do that right, did I?
I'm here
Afra.
eating.
There we go. Now I got it. All right. Colette, does everyone have first and last name on? Yeah. So yeah, good questions to start thinking about this whole process. But right now, let's move on with today's class. And remember that 2 classes ago, Kristen, when I say 2 classes ago, it's just that we had the intro to the Mac, then Mac level and Mac level 2. So a lot of these students have kind of flowed through, not everyone, some came in and went, but Tuesday was the first of Mac level 2, but last Thursday, last of Mac level 1, we brought up this whole conversation about notes. So Georgia, are you in Alaska or something, or how's it going? Are you here? I don't know. Georgia just popped in.
I'm home.
You're home. You came back.
Yes, I was
So
in Seattle over the weekend.
Oh, I kept thinking Alaska. I don't know why you said Seattle 2
It was
times.
Alaska Airlines because
Oh,
their servers failed, and it meant that it wasn't clear that I actually had a reservation. I mean, I had stuff that said I had a reservation, but then they wouldn't let me sign back in, and all sorts of excitement. So I was fairly
okay.
hysterical.
So I'm glad you're back. Here's the thing. Remember that we brought up the Notes app. She doesn't have stuff in the cloud. And so she put all the reservations, which is why my brain, yeah, you switched. Why does my brain keep saying Alaska? Because you needed your Alaska reservations. You needed them handy on your phone. And so we brought up the Notes app. We showed how to put her stuff on the Notes app. So I wanted to know if that worked, if it worked for you, that you had your reservation.
I also actually, when I made the reservations, I took screenshots of the things that said, yes, you have a reservation, da 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 da, so that if I mean, it was a kind of backup because it's a picture, right?
By the way, I do that too. I do screenshots of those things because if for any reason the cloud, the internet, the world decides not to work, the airport doesn't have, you know how sometimes you go to places that there's no data, then at least you have a screenshot, right? So that's a good, that would be a backup, right? The system is supposed to work in the cloud, and in case it doesn't work, you have a backup. A little screenshot of a boarding pass is really good.
Yeah.
But beyond the whole story of whether it worked or not, and the fact that the reservations were a mess, but the system was that you had the information with you. That Notes app, we spent quite a bit of time talking about it. So now that I kept telling you, we'll talk about it more in Mac level 2. Usually I start with, there's so many different apps I teach you, I start with different ones, but since we've already brought up the Notes app, I'm going to have us start today with the Notes app. Denise, did your notes flow in to your computer from your account that you connected?
Yes, thank you. It does now.
Okay, so the last thing we did on Tuesday was set up our pipeline accounts. And I told everyone, set up the rest of your email accounts. And Denise was missing one of her accounts. She set it up and now her notes are flowing from her phone to her computer, which before they weren't. And it's because she had to set up her account. So now, those of you who did it, who set up your pipeline and the rest of your emails, like every email account that you know of that exists, and you set it up in the internet accounts of your computer, give me a yes. Anyone who's like, I kind of did it, I'm not sure, I need a repetition, I didn't do it at all, give me a no. I did one but not the rest, I got lost, you know, any if and or buts, give me a no. And those who are totally good, you got it, you got all your accounts on your computer. I haven't said your phone yet. Then give me a yes. Okay, so there's quite a few no's. Of those of you who said no, what, just kind of give me a call out. Was the problem that you just didn't do it, didn't have time, didn't understand? Or did you have, you know, like, was there a problem? You tried to do it and you need help. So if you needed help because you tried and something went wrong, then raise your physical hand, like go into the raised hands routine, like you tried and it didn't work. If you leave a no, is because you basically need more explanation and you in general need more help doing it. But if you tried and you had a problem, raise your hand. Okay, no raised hands. Okay. Oh, there's a raised hand. So Yolanda, you tried to do it and what happened? But you have all your accounts on. Unless you change, your accounts were all set up though.
Well, I have been sick, and so for 2 years, my computer is kind of messed up, and so I if I remember it right correctly, several years ago from your class, I had started my pipeline that you were talking about, pipeline like SBCC. Well, now when I look at it, like I have, it kind of messed up and I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, so maybe what we'll do is we'll take a peek at it as I work on explaining to everyone how to do this. I can look at yours to see if maybe
Can
yours
I click
needs-
share?
Yeah, go ahead and share your screen and we'll use yours as an example and then we'll see how it's working. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and open your system settings.
System setting.
Everyone open your system settings. Okay, so over here, let me move my stuff out of the way. Over here in your dock, Yolanda has her dock on the left side, you guys, right? Whenever she shares your screen, you can put it wherever you want and she's chosen to have it on the left side. So there you go. That's your system settings. It's circled by pink. I have a little pink circle over it. Do you see the pink circle? Maybe you don't see the pink circle. Okay,
No,
a little bit higher, right there. Yeah, you passed it. Down 3, down 1, 2, 2 more down, down, there.
Oh, because it's covered by like the audio, video participants.
Oh, you have your Zoom there, huh? Yeah, I see. You have your Zoom in the way. Okay, so go ahead and move Zoom out of the way. There you go. Now you see it.
One right here. You want me to click it once,
Yeah,
twice?
click on that. Yeah. Click on that.
Once or twice?
Once. If once doesn't work, you go twice. Basically, always try once, and then if it doesn't go once or twice, because I'm not. Here's the thing: I won't be around to tell you if it's once or twice ever when you're on your own. So first try one. If it doesn't work, then go twice. Right? It's like you don't know. It's either one or the other. So okay. So here we are. Now scroll down until you get to internet accounts. So scroll down there. Yep. Keep going down. Oh, here we are. Internet accounts. All right. Click on internet accounts. All right. And now Remember I told you Yolanda has a lot of accounts and she has a lot of them set up. Some of these are active, some are inactive. See how she has like inactive, inactive, inactive. So this is stuff that we've talked about before with her, but then she has others that are active. Now, this one
They're
here,
not active anymore because like that Cox, there's no more Cox. It's, you know, I just told you, I just don't understand it. So I just let it be there.
yeah, so these three, oh, here, all of these that are Cox, she moved. She's not in Santa Barbara anymore. Okay. So these were all Cox accounts. Now, if you're not in Santa Barbara, that remember that over time, and this is something we're going to talk about email today, we're going to keep bringing. I recommend anyone who owns a Cox account to switch. I mean, people think, oh, my Cox accounts are free because I have Cox, but guess what? Cox is only giving you a free email because you're paying for the Cox service. But the moment you don't pay for that Cox service anymore, you can't own your Cox accounts anymore. So I recommend that if you do own a Cox account as your main email, that you slowly switch, get yourself a different one. If Patricia was asking about what to get, Gmail's fine, Yahoo is fine, Cloud, the iCloud, the Mac version is fine. We can talk more about which, but not Cox, because if like Yolanda, you have to leave town, then you basically can't use them anymore, and they're basically dead. Which is a pity if people are still writing to you, right? And you have to keep paying a Cox fee in Santa Barbara in order to keep your account live when you're not there. So, so this is the perfect example of don't have your Cox be your important email. All right. If you do create a new one, it might take 6 months of sending friends an email saying, hey, I'm not on Cox anymore. This is my new email. And they slowly switch and companies switch and everything switches. And so you finally can assume that nothing new is happening to your Cox or your old account. Okay. So take time to do it and not when out of the blue, suddenly you're not in Santa Barbara anymore. All right. So let me show you how to get rid of these. First of all, I want everyone to add a new one. Okay. So while everyone adds a new one, right? I'm gonna, since you have so many, Yolanda, and most people don't have to get rid of them, why don't I just do it for you really quickly? Because
Thank you.
it's gonna take much longer. So I just sent a little remote control request. Can you say yes to that?
Let me see, where do I put the yes? And that I confirm?
Yes, I confirm. Okay. I just still don't have it. Try again. I confirm, click on, we don't see that, you're seeing it. So whenever it says you got a remote control request, do you see it somewhere?
Did it, if you,
No, not yet. Let me send a remote control request again. 1 second. Here's a fresh request. Do you see something now that you need to say okay to, or I confirm?
you are screen sharing. No, I don't. I don't see anything where I will confirm.
I'll do it one more. I'll do it one more time. Well, it's okay. If you don't see it, then you don't see it. I was just going to do that for you really quickly. It's okay. I'll demo how to do it otherwise. Now,
Please, thank you.
let me just show you something else on Yolanda's here, and then I will get my own computer shared. Notice that she has 2 Gmail accounts, right? But she has both of them here show up as Gmail. And she changed this one to say pipeline and this one to say YM, which are her two accounts. So I'm going to show you how to do that, because if you have more than one Gmail, the other ones had different numbers, but the ones that appear as 2 Gmails will become a problem. So I'm going to stop your share, and then maybe later, if you share again, I can do remote control. Otherwise, I'll demo here how to do it on mine, so that you can try to do it on yours that are now not active accounts anymore. So I'm going to remind people how to do the Google pipeline. I'm going to do it one more time. And then I will make sure that everyone right now, if you do have your pipeline account being already set up, so here's my computer. Here's my accounts. As I said, everyone has an iCloud up there. Let's not touch that one for now. We'll go and see who has or not an iCloud email. But here, last week, I set up my pipeline account last Tuesday. Yet it doesn't say pipeline anywhere. It just says Google. And if I have 2 or 3 Google emails, then how do I distinguish between them? So for those of you who did set up your pipeline account, click on this Google. So this is for those of you who did set up your pipeline account, but for whom it only says the word Google, like it doesn't say pipeline. How do we change that to say pipeline? Over here, you go into the word details, and then under description, instead of Google, go ahead and write pipeline. And if you don't like the word pipeline, then maybe write the word SBCC. I'm going to put both, so you know, but this is your SBCC email. So how did I do that again? I went into the word details, and I got in there by clicking on the word Google. Then I went to the word details, and then over here under description, I chose to write pipeline, and I'm going to do both. You don't have to do both pipeline or SBCC. Now I'll say okay. Now why this helps is because now when I go back out, now this isn't just say Gmail, it says pipeline. Does that make sense? So I know that this is my pipeline Gmail, especially if you have 2 other Gmails, that really helps. Okay. Now, for those of you who didn't get your pipeline set up, I'm going to show you 2 things. First of all, how to, and this is for you, Yolanda, how do I delete this account? I don't want you guys to delete your pipeline accounts. I'm just going to show Yolanda using pipeline. All those blue ones that you have there, Yolanda, this is what you're going to do. Click on one of those blue ones, and then just go and say delete account. Now,
I'm sorry. I could hardly see your screen. I don't know if it is
let me
my eyes.
stop and start again. Let me share it again. Here's my screen. You see my screen now?
Yes.
I am going to delete my pipeline account. I don't want people to delete their pipeline accounts. I want people to create them. But I'm going to give the example for people who are worried, oh, I don't want my pipeline account on my computer, or whatever story you're telling yourself. I'm going to put only one of my accounts on it. No, I want all your accounts on here. And I'll explain why as we move forward. Give me a second, Georgia. But if I want to get rid of this one, all I need to do is say delete account. And here's the important thing. I am not deleting my pipeline account from school. I am not deleting any account from Yahoo or from whatever. I'm just telling my computer to not recognize the account anymore. That's all I'm doing. Deleting this account will remove data from mail, content, out, and notes from my computer. But if I go to my phone or to Gmail, that information is still there, right? So this is just, this computer won't see that account anymore. I'm going to say, okay. So that's exactly what you need to do when you want to delete an account that you've added that you don't want anymore. So all those blue ones that Yolanda has, you just select them, delete account, select delete account. Now, if you go to Cox, if she were still paying, those accounts were still live, right? Now, for everyone, I'm going to add the pipeline again. So if you haven't yet added your pipeline account, everyone who said no and doesn't have their pipeline account, maybe you said no because you didn't add your others, then now add your others. I'm going to show you the process of adding your pipeline, and you guys add your others doing the same process. So we're going to say add account. The pipeline account is a Google account, so I'm going to choose Google. If you're the one you're adding is a Yahoo or an iCloud or a Microsoft, any other account you choose. But if it's like a Cox, for example, then you have to go to add other account because it's a generic one. It doesn't have, you know, a brand. I'm going to click on Google for pipeline because it's a Google. In which case Google says, well, you need to do this in the browser. So we'll say, okay, open browser. Browser opened up and it says, what email? And this is where people make a mistake. Don't put in whatever your personal email is. If you're putting the pipeline one, put in your pipeline email. If you are putting in your personal ones, then put in your personal. So this email that they're asking for is what email are you trying to add the account? So for me, it's my username, DE Musacchio, at pipeline.sbcc.edu. And this is important. You need to put this whole thing. So I'm putting it in the chat now. It's username, your username, and I have your username if you need it, ask me, at pipeline.sbcc.edu. Okay, username at pipeline.sbcc.edu. Once you're done with that, then you say next. Pipline. I made that same mistake before, and now I've made it twice. Last time I also wrote Pipline. Remember, I made the same mistake before. How
Diana?
weird is that? Yeah, give me a second. I am correcting my mistake. And now I'm saying next. Yes. What's the question?
So when you're doing that, are you only able to use it while enrolled at SBCC? If you're already out of
Yeah.
SBCC,
Yeah.
it's no use.
Yeah, but as long as you take one class a year, you're considered a student. As
Oh,
long as you take one class a year. If you lapse 2 years, your pipeline account might or not have been deleted according to whoever's in tech support doing their work. If they're caught up, they might delete it. If not, they won't. So sometimes it might be 2 years. Now you get told, okay, since this is a City College account, prove to me that you're a City College student. So now here you enter your username, but only your username, okay? DE Musacchio. So you enter your username, DE Musacchio, and not the whole at pipeline.sbcu, because this is Pipeline that's trying to check in with you. Hi, Susie. I'll be with you in 1 second. I'm demoing something and then I'll be with you. And then your pipeline password, okay? So once you do that, in my case, I have something called two-factor authentication, which means I need to put in a code that I just got and my phone arrived. And I'm just picked up my phone, the code arrived, I'm typing it in here. That's the second step of security. All right, you might or might not have that set up. And I think Kristen does because she uses VDI.
Yep.
And then you're signing back in. You basically say yes, continue to any window that shows up. If it says select all, continue, yes, continue, yes, continue, yes. Trust, yes, I trust my computer. I am me. They're trying to make sure that you're truly you and not someone else. So you basically say yes to everything. And now you leave everything turn on and you're done. You say done. And here's your account. Now I'm going to go to details and I'm going to write pipeline.s/SBCC. So that's what I deleted and now I added it again. So now I'm going to do the following. I'm going to clear all your answers. I'm going to do it with one more account and then I'm going to go and say hi to Susie, who is joining us today for the first time. But I just want to leave you guys working. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to add another account that is not the pipeline one, but it's still a Google account. I'm going to click on Google. I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to add a different account. I have sbccteacher@gmail.com.
So you're already using ChatGPT, and well, that's awesome.
I'm just muted you. Okay, now I'm saying next. I'm entering the password for that account. And this is what I said last class, you all have to look up your passwords because I can't set this up if I don't know the password for that email. So you need to know the passwords for your emails. I'm going to say next. And then again, are you sure that you're this person? Yes, continue. Are you sure? Yes, continue. And now I have my second email connected and I'm going to say details and I'm going to call this one SBCC teacher. Okay, and I'm going to actually go. So this is my name for that one. So now when I go back, I have pipeline and I have my SBCC teacher. These are two different ones. Does that make sense? Now I'm going to add a Yahoo account so you can see the difference. I have a Yahoo account. I'm going to add a Yahoo account this time. So this time it says put in your Yahoo username and I'm going to go ahead and put in my Yahoo email. And I'll say next. And I have to promise I'm not a robot. Oh, I hate these guys. Traffic lights, traffic lights, traffic lights, traffic lights. Okay, verify. Yep, now they know I'm not a robot. Now I have to put in my password. So again, the big key is knowing your passwords. Now, a two-factor verification method that I have set up. What do you prefer? I want them to send me a text message on my phone, so I'm going to do that. Now I go ahead and I'm going to say not now because I want to demo this each time. And here's my code. I'm looking at my phone, okay? I just received a code 916041. So they know by two ways that I'm me. One way, because I have a password. The second way is because I received a text on my phone that has this number and I put it in here. So that's called two-factor authentication, two-factor verification. So even if someone steals your password or knows your neighbor knows your password and they're trying to put it in there, they also have to be able to get a hold of your phone, and then they have to be able to copy this number from your phone. So that's like more secure. That's two-factor authentication. All right, I'll say next. Now the people go, okay, this is truly her, and they're letting me in. So now I'll say done to that. Okay. And on this one, I'm going to tell you guys in a minute, but this is my junk email, and I'll tell you about what I mean by that in a minute. So now I have 4 accounts in here: my iCloud account, my pipeline, my SBCC, and my junk email. And these are names that I gave them because I distinguish what I use them for. All right. Everyone, while I help people individually and while I welcome Susie, I need you guys to put in all your accounts, but the one I truly need you to put in is the pipeline one, okay? Because the pipeline one's the one we're going to use for the rest of the class to demo all of our apps and stuff, because I don't want everyone necessarily having to demo all their personal email addresses if you don't want to. All right, so now before I start working with Susie, I need everyone to do 2 things. If your pipeline has been set up and all your other email addresses have been set up because you did it between Tuesday and Thursday, give me a yes. If your pipeline is set up, but the rest of your apps are not set up because you're still working on them, then give me no. So if you still have emails to set up, give me a no. Well, no, that doesn't work because then those who did pipeline, that's a bad way to request that. Forget pipeline. I'm going to assume that you have done pipeline by now, and give me a no if you still have emails to set up. Give me a yes if all your emails have been set up. That's the yes and the no. Okay. And now let me go ahead and welcome. Hi, Susie.
Hello, how are you? Good.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
So, so we are, I just want to catch up with you a teensy bit.
Okay, thank you.
Kristen's also new to our class today, so there's 2 of you guys, so I need to catch up a teensy bit. But Kristen is in my other classes, so she knows about this yes and no, but I think you're new to me, right?
I am
met
new.
you before? Yeah.
No.
So one of the things that I just want to show you is that when I want the class to give me answers as a group, they're going to go and give me a yes or a no. And where you're going to do that is down in all those buttons. Do you see one that's a little heart that says react?
Let's see, a heart that says react. No, I see a chat. Oh, yes, there's react.
Okay, there it is. So click on
Yeah.
react.
Okay,
And
click
then
on react.
somewhere
do
in
it
the
right-
middle.
So I do that right
somewhere-
now?
Yeah, click on react.
Okay.
And then in the middle, you'll see there's lots of little thumbs up and all that stuff, but you're going to see that somewhere in the middle, there's a green check mark and a red X.
Yes, I see those.
All right, so give me a green check mark. Like, yeah, I found it. All right. And then if the answer is yes, then it's a green check mark. If the answer is no, you click on a no. And then if you
Okay.
have a question, the bottom right under the red and green check mark, there's a raise hand. Go ahead and raise your hand by clicking that raise hand.
Let's see. Oh, raise hand. Never seen that
Good.
before.
Yeah, so now you've popped up top left. Oh, you've just jumped ahead of everyone and your hand is raised. And when I'm done speaking, I'll go, okay, yeah, Susie, how can I help? All right. So as long as you know those three things, now we can kind of move forward. I'll catch you up with where we are. But like when I get a gander of where everyone is, I need to have either yes, no, or raised hands. Okay.
Okay. Now, when did this class start?
This started on Tuesday.
Oh, on Tuesday. Okay. For some
Okay.
reason, I didn't get that, I didn't understand. And it goes from 9 to 11?
9 to 12:35.
Oh, 9 to 12:35. Okay.
Tuesday and Thursday, 9 to 12:35.
Tuesday and Thursday. Okay.
All right. So we have.
And what is the name of our class?
Mac level 2, or
Oh, Mac
I
level
think the
2.
whole thing is introduction to the Mac level
Okay.
2, I think is the whole name. Okay. So here's the
Okay.
deal, not to scare you off at all, but this has been a series of classes where we started with introduction to the Mac, then we did Mac level 1, now we're in Mac level 2. But it's not like harder or easier. It's just, I talk about different things. We're
Okay.
just starting on the conversation of how do our apps between our computer that come with the Mac and our phones and our iPads, if you have any of those, how they connect through the cloud, how we work with that, how we make them work. So that's what we're dealing with in this class. There's a lot of other questions I'm sure you have, and I'll be telling you which class we deal with that so that you can kind of get on the rotation to take the rest. But right now, if you
Could I
have a
ask a real
minute,
quick question? I could ask a real quick question. That being on my iPhone, I'm getting a thing under junk mail saying my iCloud needs to be updated or not. Is
Yeah.
that a scam or is that true?
no, well, it depends. I need to see it. Today we're going to talk about emails and scams. In fact,
Oh.
someone here sent me, Diane, who sent me? Who sent me last night something asking me if this is a scam? Was it Diane? No, someone emailed me. Oh, it was Molly. She's in my Photoshop class. She has taken the Mac before. Okay,
Oh, okay.
I got an email that was a true scam, and I'm like, oh, delete. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But the big part of this conversation is about the cloud, okay, which is partly your question. So since I've talked a lot about the cloud, I'm going to point you to some recordings you can watch of the classes that you can catch up with. But I'm going to do that a little later. Now I'm going to continue with the class, so kind of roll with it, and as
Okay.
needed, I will give you a hand. Right now, I see there's 3 people with their hands up with actual questions, so I'm going to deal with that, and I'm assuming it's about setting up your email addresses because that's what we're doing. Now, if you you didn't catch the part of how to set up your email address, so for now, do you know where your system preference? One more question. Have you had your Mac for a long time, or is it new to you?
It's pretty long. I've had it long. I do have a Pipeline account and I know my password.
Okay. And do you have, so you've had it for a long time.
Yes.
Some people have had a PC for a long time and they just switched to Mac. You've had your Mac for a long time. Okay, good. That gives me an idea. There's so much to learn no matter if you've had a long time or not, but at least I have an idea. All right, cool. So Denise, what's your question?
Okay, I noticed, so you put a name to your internet accounts. Can I just leave my internet address? That's fine too, right?
If your internet address works for you, that's great too. And I will show you now as soon as we go into these other accounts. For everyone, that question is a great question. Why would I have written Pipeline or my junk email? Or why don't I just leave my Dimundus at Yahoo? Sure, some people have emails that are very similar to each other. Like they might have, you know, Jane Doe 1 at Gmail, Jane Doe 2 at Gmail, Jane Doe 3 at email. They have very similar 3 email addresses, and then it's hard for them to distinguish which one they use for what. So then give it a name. Like this is my Pipeline one. This is my, you know, personal one. This is my work one, or something like that. But if you have email addresses that you recognize, you look at it and you go, oh, I click on this one to check my work. I click on this one to check my personal. If you are the kind of person who has enough emails for that to be an issue, then giving them a description is easier. So that's up to you guys. I'm going to show you very soon after these questions, we're going to go to understand what these accounts do and why and how come I need them and do I really need them and what are you talking about and all of that. But for now, that's a great reason, the great question. And yes, is if you need to distinguish between them, give them a name like I did. If not, just let him say Denise Grimm at Gmail. That's perfectly good.
Okay.
Georgia?
Both my grandson and my son use my computer from time to time.
How old are they? It makes a difference if they're 5 years old or if they're 18, you know?
16.
Okay.
And
Old enough to do some damage because they think they know better. Yeah.
well, he has his Google account, his Google account up there, and it says inactive under it. I don't think he uses it much, but
Yeah.
do I
So
need
leave it
to
there.
just leave it
No.
like that?
Yeah, the only reason I'm telling Yolanda to delete hers is because she truly doesn't have Cox anymore. Those are not active. She's not paying.
They don't
No,
exist.
you will see that my junk email, I will leave inactive all the time. And occasionally when I need it, I activate it and I will teach you about that. So probably when your grandson comes to your computer, if he needs something, he probably just activates it, handles it, and then inactivates it. And that is actually the perfect way to handle it. So leave it inactive. And then I'll demo that and then you'll know why.
One other thing, my Gmail account says when I click on my Gmail account, it says cannot connect to this account. The
Yeah.
pipeline one works. The
Okay.
one that used to work, I mean,
So it needs a password. When
it
it
needs
can't
a
connect,
password.
you need to retype in your password. So go ahead and when it says cannot connect, verify or something like that, continue and then go in and then re-enter your password. So sometimes, guys, when you click on this and it basically says something like it can't connect or whatever, you need to follow through with whatever it's asking you. It'll ask you, click on here to verify or stuff like that. And then it every now and then the computer, Macs are really good at keeping your privacy, at making sure your information is secure. Every now and then, even though it's been entered forever, they'll just check in with you, enter your password again, just to make sure you're still you, right? And so every now and then your accounts that Google is going to send a message saying, hey, you should check in again. And so Mac says, hey, you guys, you need to check in again. And then it's like, are you? Put in your password. Oh, you're still you. Okay, great. Here you still have access to your stuff. But it's like a security thing that has a timing and that you just need to renew. You'll see that your iCloud account will say that sometimes. Just people, they don't need you connected forever, just in case. Especially if you are not active on it.
I changed my so is this my Google password or my or my Gmail password?
Well, it depends. Google and Gmail is the same company, right? You don't have a Gmail password and a Google password. What you can have is 3 different Google accounts, which it turns into 3 different Gmail accounts. It's exactly the same. Gmail is the owner of Google is the creator and the owner of Gmail. So, but you can have 3 different accounts. Like I have 2 different Gmails there. So each one has a different password. Unless you're the kind of person that uses one password for everything, which isn't very secure, but for low level security needs, that's fine. And then for things like your bank, you better have a really good, strong one. But for everything else, you can just have the same one for everything. It's not something that any security expert would say. They'd like kill me in hearing that I'm saying that to you. But I'm also the teacher of people who consistently forget their passwords. So I'm going to say, if you have 10 passwords and can't remember them, that's more insecure as far as I'm concerned than to have. Some things are not so important. One password for all of that. And then things that matter more, a really secure password for that. That's kind of how I handle my life and how I would hope to pass it on to you.
I
If you have any more questions about passwords, share your screen so I can see exactly what the question is. I'll answer you and then I'll move on to someone else. I do not know your password, and this is
No, I
important.
know that.
I cannot, last week's homework or last Tuesday's homework was find out your password. So what I mean is, if someone helped you set up your account, ask them, do you remember where I wrote it down? Do you think I changed it? Did you change it for me? Like, you need to do some sleuthing and going around,
Okay. I
because
think I
otherwise,
changed it. I think I changed it on Google, and since then I can't get email on,
okay,
you know,
yeah.
on this
So
computer.
if you changed it, one thing, and I wrote it down last week, someone else had this issue. I wrote it down for the new set of classes that I'm creating. I want to set some time to teach people how to handle and recover their passwords and stuff like that, because it's a constant problem and I have so much to cover and I really can't spend a lot of time helping people individually. But here's the thing. If you forgot it, go to Google and click and say, I forgot my password, and reset it.
Go through the whole thing.
Then reset it down here, but you need to reset it through Google. Okay.
Okay. Right.
And then tell me, and then once you reset it, if it still doesn't work, then check in with me again, and then I'll help you work with it inside of the Mac. Okay.
Thank you.
Guys, passwords need to be secure, but not so secure that you don't remember it, or not so hard up and down and crazy that you can't replicate it. So one more word about passwords. A really good password is something that only you know. For example, what was your best friend when you were 10 years old? Like something that you can't Google, you can't find out. Your grandson's birthday is no good. Your birthday, your mother's last name, all those things can be found out. Anything that can be found out online is not a good password. Your address, your son's address, it's not yours, so it should be okay. No, it has to be something that only your brain can tell you. Like, what was the color of your first dog? There's no way someone can Google and find out. Doesn't, you know what I'm trying to say? Something that your brain doesn't forget because it's so basic. Like, what was the car you always wanted? Like something ridiculous like that, that isn't written down anywhere. Now, if you're a writer and you've written a whole article about how you've always wanted a Rolls Royce, well, then that won't work, right? But you need to have things that are just really personal. Use that word, and then use maybe a string of numbers or letters that mean something to you. But if you also use words that no one can find out, and a string of letters that might happen to be your birthday, which I don't recommend because everyone can find that out, that becomes a secure password. Does that make sense? But it has to have something that's unfindable by asking your best friend. They won't remember it either. It's just something really personal. I nicknamed my first car. No one knows that nickname. That's a great password for me because it was just some name I had for my car, but it's not written down anywhere. There's no records of it. I won't forget it because there was a reason I had it. So that's a good password. Okay, Diane.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the whole point of putting this pipeline email in.
Because, all right, I'm going to be teaching you how to use all of your apps, and this is the Mac class where I teach you how to use your apps between your phone and your computer and the cloud. And I'm going to use the pipeline email addresses for this class because they're not private, because anyone, and you'll find out, anyone can know anyone's pipeline email address just by going to this to write an email, because we're all on a school directory. And that way I don't have to be using your personal private email, because if you share your email, I don't want to be seeing your private stuff. So we're going to be using pipeline for that, for this class. Okay, so that's the reason.
Well, what about if my email address and password is the same for pipeline?
Well, your pipeline email address is your pipeline username, which is your first initial and your last name. Usually, sometimes it's your first initial and second initial. So that's your pipeline address. So I doubt that's your personal address too. And if it is, so what? You don't need to tell us your personal address. And your password, we never see. When I write a password, you see little dots. No one's going to see your passwords. So it's okay.
How
You
about
can
if
have the
it's
same
under
password.
pass keys?
We're not going to open anyone's pass keys. I'm going to keep this private. Don't worry. No one's going to see your password.
No,
No
I
one's
meant
going to see your email address.
when I go to set it up, it's asked me if I want to use the account that's got the pass key in it.
I doubt you have a pass key for your pipeline, and that's why if you have your personal pass key, you can use a pass key. We're going to talk a bit of pass keys later, but whatever you use will be kept private. I need to use an email that's not private, which is your pipeline one for this class. That's why my request to follow the class. Now you can just not put in your pipeline, follow the class with your personal one. And if you need to share your screen, know that we will be seeing your emails. That's your choice. But if you want to just be seeing your pipeline emails, then put in your pipeline account. Okay, that's your choice.
Thank you. I'll try it.
You're welcome. Now, let me explain a little bit further. Okay, let me clear your answers. Now give me a yes again if your pipeline account is set up. I just need to make sure if your pipeline account is set up.
Shoot, share. Okay, I can't find that. Oh no, React.
So Justine is explaining on the chat her method for passwords. Everyone, as long as you have a method you don't forget that works for you, her method looks really good. I have a method too. I don't particularly, and it's a method that my husband and I know and share, so that if necessary, right, we can both use it. And so Justine is talking about her method is she uses the same prefix, like the word jump force she wrote here as an example. So you might be, your prefix might be run a 7, I don't know, or like your first dog's name, Cutie Pie 3. Choose something that's yours, right? That's her example. And then she adds the name. If it's the Amazon account, she adds Amazon. If it's the bank account, you add your bank name. So she adds that. And then you add some symbols, a question mark, an exclamation point, something like that. Usually they want numbers, so you need to make sure you have a number in there. So in her example, you can go to your Facebook account and know that you should write jump for Facebook exclamation point, or jump, and that's just an example of her word isn't jump for, but right, but like that. So if you have something that's a set symbol that you create for yourself that you won't forget, I can't tell you how many people create these complicated things, and in a month you might still remember them, but in 2 months you won't. Don't make it be something clean, clear, simple like that. And that one's a good one, right? Like put in something that's just unique to you. She put the word jump there, but that's where I'm saying put the name of your first dog's color or something. Then put a number that's always the same. Choose a number that you never change. Then put in the name of the company that you're going to, trying to get into. And then add a symbol like a dash or symbol and use always the same symbol. And that's a system. If someone breaks that system, that means that all your other passwords are easy to figure out, right? So do that, but do it for your maybe slightly lower levels. And then for things like your bank account, change it up, do something a little, and then you have to remember 2 types of passwords, low level and high level. Does that make sense? But a system like that really helps because all your low level ones follow the same routine. They're different, but they follow the same routine. And then your high level account, create yourself another good system, and then do that for the ones that truly no one should get access to, or you're in deep, deep trouble. Okay. That's a good system. Thank you for sharing that, Justine. Sina always has these golden nuggets she shares. If anyone has a golden nugget that you want to share that people might like or not, your ideas, but it's a really good thing. And she put it in the chat. So go to the chat and see that. Okay.
Deanna, it's
so
from my background as a teacher. I always want to share. If I have some little thing, I'm like, the teacher in me comes out and is like, okay, everybody, let me tell you about this. So thank you for being gracious about it. I hope you don't feel like I'm stepping on your toes.
Oh God, no. I love concrete examples always. Oh, please, if anyone has anything to add to the class, I am like number one. I am one of those that
Thank you.
I know a lot. but I don't know everything. And if you know something I don't know, please share it so that everyone finds out. I never need to be the one who knows everything because it's not possible. So no, please, anything you want to share. And then when you share things like that, I might go, well, you know what though? I think that that's good, but, and then even if you share something that I think there's a but about, I might tell you what that is so that you can reconsider it. So please definitely share your systems, your ideas, and I'll go, or I'll go, yay, you know, that's great. So when it comes to passwords, now a security expert would say, oh my goodness, they'd be like, no way, that's not secure. You need to have a different, really complicated password for everything. That's not realistic. Sorry, that's not realistic. So anyway, let me share my screen. Just my my system setting, my system settings right now. Oh, one thing I forgot to ask Susie.
Yes.
What do you know what operating system you have or how old your computer is?
I'm not sure. I think it's OS something.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'll help you find out in a minute because I need to know for a second. But do you know how to get to your system settings?
Yes, want me to do that right now?
Yeah, everyone is in their system settings right now. So go to your system settings.
Okay, now I'm in system settings.
Okay, good. That tells me a lot. That means that you're either in Ventura, Sequoia, or Sonoma. And I'm just saying that because otherwise you would have said system preferences. So just the fact that you get into your system settings is good. If it looks like mine, when you open it, scroll down to internet accounts. And this is what we're working on. Now, guys.
Okay, I see that.
Okay, cool. Now, later I can give you a hand on putting your accounts up. Right now, we'll just follow through with the class. Okay, guys. So we began this last class and we continued it this morning before you showed up. So and the recordings you'll see this part again, so you can set it up between here and next Tuesday. All right. So here's the thing. I set up 3 emails plus my iCloud account. So there's really 4 accounts in here. Some of you guys have 2, some of you have 3, some of you might have set up 6, 7. Some people sometimes they have, you know, their job one, their other one, their husband's one. You know, Georgia just said her grandson's one here, right? So you have accounts. Now, when I set these up, none of these say inactive. Watch what would make it inactive. Say that my junk email, and why I call this one my junk email is because I used to have, this was my original email address, demundis@yahoo.com, was an email that I set up 33 years ago at this point. And I know because it was on my honeymoon. I know, or 34, I don't know, a long time ago. So that was my email address. Over the years, like at first we didn't know how to protect our password, our emails, and it slowly began getting full of junk. Like, you know, all this weird stuff started to get in. Now I know how to protect my email address so it doesn't do that, but it took a while before there was, you know, 33 years ago, spam didn't even exist. Then it began to exist anyway. It became full of junk. I never closed that account. I turned it into my junk email address. Now, why do I say this? It's because everyone should own a junk email address. You should, if you don't have one, you should make a new one and consider it your junk email address. What does that mean? You know how everyone wants your email now for anything and for everything? I go, put in your email and I'll send you a little, you know, 2% coupon. And then after that, I'm going to barrage you with stuff. I say, sure. And I give them demundis@yahoo.com. So I keep collecting junk. It's an official email address that works because they want to make sure it works. They send all the junk there. And then I keep my email free of junk. Now, that's why I call it my junk email address. Now, when I go check email, do I want to see my junk email all the time? No, that's the whole point. I send it to another email address. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, no, I don't want to check out. And I'm going to turn all these things off. And I will text to you for a minute. I'll just, don't worry about this that I'm saying. I'm going to do it so many times that I'll explain that. All I'm explaining is I'm turning all of these off because now if I look outward, see how it says inactive? Now I have this one in existence in my computer, but I have it inactive. And when I start showing you now all the different apps, you'll see how I use that to my advantage and how I recommend you use it. First of all, it's a real email address. I've owned it forever. You can make a new one now. You can make a Yahoo one, you can make a Gmail one, you can make an any brand one, and know that it's your one that when everyone in the world wants to know your email that you don't want to hear from them, you give them that one. So it's important. You wouldn't give that one to the people, you know, your doctor that needs to send you the test results. Well, they shouldn't have their junk email address, right? They should have a good one. But the junk email address, every time I go to a website and they go, if you send me this, I'll say, okay, here's my email. And then I can move on through the website. Every now and then I might want that coupon. I might go, oh, you know what? Today I do want a coupon from that store. Well, I come over here, I turn on my email, I go collect the coupon that arrived, and then I turn it off and I forget about it again. So I have it set up in my computer and I only use it when I need it. How that works is the following. I'm going to now share my entire screen for a minute. And I am going to show you my email app. And guys, just watch. This is demo. This portion is demo. I will then have everyone do all of this just demo so that you can understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to open my mail address. Now, you might not use this mail app. If you do or don't use it, we'll get around to it. We will be using it in class. I will be teaching you. Right now, I've opened my mail app. Okay. Now, as I said, this might or not be how you read your mail. I'm going to move it around because I have so much stuff going on my screen now that I'm not at home. Yeah, Susie, you don't know, but I'm not at home. I'm at my mom's house in Argentina right now.
Oh, no
And,
kidding.
yeah, at home I have all the screens so I can do this easier, but now I have my one little laptop I'm teaching with and I have very little space, so everything's a bit compacted. Okay, so here I am. I'm in the Mac Mail app, which you will become accustomed to because we're going to open it up and use it, and then you can decide if you want to use it in general or not. But let me just show you this. Here at the top, it says all inboxes. All inboxes because, and now I'm going to show you my pipeline. So this is all demo. Don't try to do it. Just follow through with the thought process. When I go to my internet accounts, my iCloud is turned on. My pipeline is, what I mean by turned on is that it's all on. My SVCC teacher is turned on, see, but my junk email is turned off. Okay, so these are my email addresses, 1, 2, and 3, and 1 is off. So now when I go see my email in my all inboxes, I am seeing emails to my SVCC teacher. I am seeing emails to my pipeline account. And I should have sent myself. I don't have anything to my iCloud right now because I don't use it much. So I need to, it's my school one. Okay. So I can see both at the same time, 3 at the same time. Now watch. What if I open my little arrow by my all inboxes? Now I can click and see only emails that arrived to my iCloud account. This is it. These are all my Apple. So nothing says Apple because over here, it is my iCloud. Here I click on pipeline. These are all the things I received in my pipeline account. And here's my SVCC teacher. This is everything I received in my SVCC teacher account. So I can individually check each account and see how these names are. My iCloud. Let me just put this over here so we can compare them while I still see them. Okay. So here's mine. iCloud account is that one. My pipeline account is this one. My SVCC teacher is that one. And I don't see my junk email because I made it inactive. Now just watch. Just watch. Again, just watch. I'm going to go to my junk email. I'm going to turn on to receive my junk email. And look at that. Now I can receive my junk email. I go to my junk email. I read it and I go, oh, okay. There's the code that I did want or didn't want from my junk email. Now I don't need it anymore. I go here, I turn it off, and now it's turned off. Does that make sense? Maybe I don't want to receive my pipeline email. I turn off my pipeline email right here. I go over here. Here's my email address. Now I'm only receiving my SBC teacher on my iCloud email. You guys see that? You can choose to see whichever of the emails that you want to see just by controlling if you turn them on or off right here. Now I turned it off. Now I'm seeing pipeline again. Okay?
Diana?
One second, Yolanda. So when I tell you, put in all your accounts in here, when I told you, put all your accounts in here, even if they're active or inactive, or if you want to see them or not, just put them in there. Then we'll trigger on and off the ones that we need, and I'll teach you how to be comfortable getting the email that you need. And maybe you have one that you check only every 6 months because it's one that used to be your old one, and now and then someone sends stuff to you. Well, you just trigger it on and then check it, and then you don't. But if once they're in here, and this is the important part, follow through the whole thought, and then I'll take all the questions in the world. I'm going to leave my email, and now I'm going to open my notes, which is the app we were talking about before. This is going to follow through, because notice that over here, one option was notes, calendar, and contacts. So now when I open my notes, I can have my notes from my iCloud account, my notes from my pipeline account, my notes from my SBCC teacher account, because I have them on. Now I can open
show that again.
Yeah. So all these apps, my calendar, I can have my calendars from my pipeline account, or my calendars from my personal account, or my calendar from my SBCC teacher account. I haven't taught you these apps yet, so you will learn them. But what I'm saying is we might have information on all of these accounts that we choose to see or not see. Maybe on SBCC teacher, I don't want to see the calendar. So I just don't have that calendar in there. And it said delete from my Mac, which sounds really scary. But guess what? If I say, no, I do want to see my calendar from my SBC account, then it shows up again, because this internet account action here acts as a funnel. If you put your account in here, you can turn or turn off the flow of information from that account at will into your Mac or not by turning on these boxes. But first put them in there and then say, nah, I don't want to hear from pipeline. I don't want to hear from a specific teacher. I only want to hear from my junk email, or not, according to what you do here. I've talked and talked and talked. I want you guys to get an idea of where we're heading to. And now, yes, anyone who has a question, raise your hands, and how to do this, we're going to start all working with this together. But questions that I said, give me a minute, now is the time to ask me. What's your questions, you guys? Barbara?
And that'll show up when you have your computers set, that your laptop and your Mac and your telephone see them. When they'll all show up on the
we're going to do the same thing to our phone. So right now we've just done it on our computer. I'm going to show you how to do this exact same thing on your phone. And I'm going to show it to you relatively soon, so that as people keep asking questions, you guys can be setting this up on your phone, okay?
You have to separately do it then.
The computer, you do things on your computer, and then on your phone, you do things on your phone, so that then they talk. Remember, that's what we did the last few weeks. We've been talking about how if you want your phone and your computer to have the same information, you need to set them up in, they're two separate devices. Each one has their own system preferences. So your computer system preferences we just set up. Now we're going to grab our phone system preferences,
email addresses,
and we're going to set it up, right? And then when we have both set up, we can either pick up our email on our phone or on our computer. We can read it on our phone or on our computer. We can read our notes on our phone or on our computer, and it's as if it was one. Okay?
I think I got it.
That's what we're going to do it on the phone in a minute. Right now, I just want people who we're not sure yet of putting their accounts, start understanding why I'm telling you to put them in. Keep putting in your accounts. You might have one and you're like, oh, okay, I'm done. I have one. Fine. You all have at least two, because you all have pipeline. That's your second. All right. Yes, Yolanda.
I have the tendency, especially when I am on a waiting line or something, to what you call that? You know, when you put it in the trash to, I'm sorry, I cannot really remember the word. You know,
Empty
when you have so many things that you can throw in the trash so that it doesn't clog my computer. Is
Yeah.
that okay to do that? Or because what I saw you do is you just turn off or something. I tend to remove
It's
it.
different. It's different. It's a different point. It's a good question. It's a different point. When you have messages or trashes or files that you don't need anymore, which is what we did in Mac Level 1, we cleaned out your computer of all the junk, files that are clogging it up, downloads that you don't need. We trashed that. We got rid of it. We just don't want it in your computer anymore. That's what we've just finished doing. That's good. Get rid of it. You don't need it, throw it away. Now, this is different. Internet accounts or accounts that you've created out in the ether, let's say you've gone to Google and made an account. Maybe you have, how many, you guys write it in the chat. By the way, I forgot to say, Susie, we all write in the chat at the beginning. We say, hi, I'm here, just so that there's a registration that you arrived. Now, everyone go to the chat and say, what's your email companies you have? Like maybe you have an AOL, maybe you have a West.net, maybe you have a Yahoo.com. Go ahead and make a list. I don't need your emails, just Gmail, Yahoo, and Microsoft or Bing. Like put the names of the companies that you have email, let's just say email accounts with. So Kristen, for example, said AOL plus a Gmail. Plus, you all know you have Pipeline. So that's the third one. So at the very least, you have those three, just because you all have Pipeline. Michelle, Gmail, Yahoo, and Outlook. Okay, so that's the kind of thing I want you guys to write. Exactly. What companies do you use that you know you have an account with that in some way or another, you either put your files in there, mainly emails. Okay, put them in there. And so Patricia said Google and Outlook. Colette has 4 Googles. Denise only has Gmail. You have one Gmail or do you have a couple of different ones? Just out of curiosities. Like when you say only Gmail, like Colette only has Gmail, but she has 4 accounts with them, right? So that's what I mean by Denise, do you have only one Gmail or do you have Gmail, but you have 2 Gmails? Do you go with are you a Yahoo person, but you have 3 different Yahoo addresses, right? So like I personally have Gmail, Yahoo, and Apple. Right? Those are the ones I personally use. Okay. Now, all these accounts that you create, if you were to say, I want to check my email today, Colette, if you want to check the emails that arrived to all of them, you have to go to one, check the emails from one. Go to the next, check the emails for the next. Go to the next, check the email. Georgia has an iCloud, Pipeline, and a Gmail. If you want to check your cloud, you have to go to the cloud. If you want to check your Pipeline, you would have to go to SBCC Gmail Pipeline. If you want to check your other Gmail, you have to go to gmail.com. That's 3 places to see all your emails. Now, some of you don't care because you only check your personal one all the time. But if you were to want to check them all at once, you would have to go to 3 places. Is the concept of what I'm explaining making sense?
Yes.
That's if you check your email on the internet. You have to go to gmail.com. You have it bookmarked. Maybe it's easy. You check it. But then you have to switch to the other account and switch to the other account and switch to the other account to see all 4 of them. Okay. The Mail app that comes with the Mac, it's called Mail. The name of the app is Mail. The little icon is its blue little box with a white envelope. That's called Mail. It's an app. It doesn't create a new address for you. It's the one I just demoed. It's a funnel. You enter all these accounts like I just showed you how to do. And then the Mail app goes, okay, I'm ready to read the email from all those accounts. I'm going to read your Pipeline. I'm going to read your Gmail. I'm going to read your Outlook. I'm going to read your AOL. I'm going to read your Yahoo. So you don't have to go to 5 places to read all your emails. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And you can read them all at once. if you check all your inboxes, and then it's in order of how they arrived. So you never get anything on your iCloud, so there's nothing there, but you always get things on your Gmail, so they're always there. And then now and then you get something in your Yahoo, so now and then a Yahoo shows up, but they're in order of arrival. So if I check for today, I might get email from 2 of my accounts today. Tomorrow, I might get email from 1, but next day after that, suddenly I got email from all 4 accounts, and I just see them because they arrived at 2 p.m., then at 1 p.m., and they just roll down. I see all my emails at once. That's the function of the mail app. It functions like a funnel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not, doesn't belong to Apple or not Apple or Gmail or Gmail. It's a way, it's a place where you see all your emails at once. Now, before you forget that concept, a Gmail account, I've been talking about email, but the same thing for contacts. If you have contacts in your Yahoo, if you have contacts in your Gmail, if you have contacts in your AOL, the contacts app sees all your contacts at once for all your accounts. If you've made appointments on 3 different calendars, some of you guys are like, well, how do you even do that? So many of you guys won't have that problem. So you'll only have one calendar and you'll never worry about the others. But some of you have a work calendar and a personal calendar. And oh God, I've had families, divorced parents who had their own personal ones, and then they had the family calendar where they put in everything that had to do with the kids. So you might have different calendars going on. So you can turn them on or off at will. So this is what I demoed in a quick flash when I said I can go to my notes and I can see my notes from my pipeline account. If this is turned on, I can see my notes from my SBCC teacher if this is turned on. I can see my notes from my junk mail if it's turned on, and it's not. So I won't see my notes from my junk mail. Does that make sense? If I just turn it on, now if I go to notes, I would see my notes from my junk mail. Now I'm going to turn it off. And
Are notes something that you yourself wrote?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to turn the notes off, and this is scary. It says, are you sure you want to continue? All the notes will be removed from your Mac. But that's important. Will be removed from my Mac. I won't be able to see them on my Mac. That's fine. But then the moment I turn it on, I will see them again. It's not like they will be deleted. They're just not showing. The word delete is scary. They'll be removed from your Mac now because I'm choosing not to see them. But then you have to click delete and people go, whoa. That's okay. It's just a matter of turning this on again, and then my emails appear. Turning it off and emails disappear because the emails are really coming into the company called yahoo.com. I am seeing them or not in my computer, but the emails are arriving to Yahoo. So if I go to yahoo.com, I would see all my emails. If I go to Gmail, I see all my emails. It's just whether I want to see them in this computer through the mail app. Does that make sense, you guys? What this turning on and off means?
So
I'm
it's
not
for that
deleting.
specific.
I'm not deleting those emails. I am just seeing them or not in this computer. So someone said, do I write my notes? Yeah. A note is something I write. A contact is something I write. I choose if I want to put Justine in my address book or not. I choose if I want to make a note about reading one of Justine's articles. But I don't choose what email I receive. Email just comes at me like mail, right? So I can choose to see it or not. If it's junk mail, I can just turn it off and say, I don't want to read that email. But the notes I make, contacts I make, calendar appointments I make, okay? So that's to someone who piped up and said, do you make your own notes? Yeah, and we spoke quite a bit about the notes app last week, week and a half ago. We're going to continue with that concept because I will be teaching you how to use the notes app and the mail app and the contacts app. Everything I'm mentioning right now is what we're heading towards, okay? The reminders app, contacts app, all of that is all connected. If you see it on your phone, you see it on your computer, it's connected through the cloud, and you can choose to see it or not by turning these little switches on and off. That's it. That's what you need to do. So that's the process that we're going to practice. Michelle.
So when I try to add the Outlook account, there's no place to add it. Like
The Outlook account, I believe, is
Like, is
Um,
it that,
I don't know if it's a microphone exchange anymore, or if not, go to the bottom where it says add other account.
let me go back to
I
that.
forgot how to do it.
It used to be that it was part of my Outlook was Microsoft. So you might be able to use Microsoft, but if not, go to the bottom. If it doesn't work by adding it as a Microsoft account, then go to add other account.
Okay,
Do you see
so
that?
I add other accounts, but then it has Microsoft Exchange. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
it. or-
Microsoft Exchange. Yeah, Outlook is a Microsoft Exchange account. It's an
It
Outlook
is
is a
Outlook.
Microsoft account, and Microsoft have different kind of accounts. So you could probably set up Outlook in there. Patricia, you have an Outlook account, right? Patricia,
Is the exchange. It
it's the
is the
Microsoft
exchange.
Exchange.
It is,
Click on
okay.
Microsoft Exchange and put it in there. Yeah,
All right,
Thanks.
okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. Susie?
Quick question, just are you going to be teaching us how to use the calendar or have you already done it?
Yeah. Nope. Nope. I haven't. Right
Oh,
now,
that's-
we're still talking about how these guys are going to communicate in the background and understanding how they work, but I haven't yet put hands on to each app. So the calendar is coming up.
Oh, good,
Okay.
thanks.
You're welcome. Kristen?
So when I am under internet accounts and I can see the list of all of them, so I have 2 AOL accounts. The icon on one of them is the AOL icon. And it's giving me all those wonderful options of mail, contacts, calendar, so on and so forth. Then I have another AOL account, which is my work account. The icon is different.
Okay,
and it's
hold
only
on.
giving me mail and notes.
Is it your work you created it, or is it work that you work for someone?
It's my work, I created it. It's pottery.
Oh, okay. Okay. And I'm going to ask him because sometimes the company chooses what kind of things you have access to through their account. Now, the reason I'm asking you also is because at least as a Google, I was the administrator in a business of the business Google account, and you can choose what features your employees get. So if your AO account is a business account, not just a regular that you just use 2 emails, then it might have different things available to you. If on the other hand, it's just 2 emails and one has more stuff and one has the other, that's a bit weird, right? So what is it? Is it like a business account, or is it just you have 2 different addresses?
No, I think leaving the word business and person, it's all personal. I sent them about the same, I believe, years ago.
Okay.
But I do know
So
this
then
now after I raised my hand. I have 2 different icons. And so that must be the difference. And so maybe if I deleted the one that's giving me fewer options and then went back and added it again, it might come on
Okay,
board.
give it a try
as-
and then tell me
yeah.
how it's
Okay.
working. Now,
Yeah.
remember, she's not deleting the account from the company AOL. She's not trashing the way everyone in the world can ever reach her through her AOL account. I'm not asking you to delete the account from Google. I'm saying open the action up for your Mac to read the emails that are getting to AOL, having them funnel into your computer. Okay. So if you delete it from your computer and add it to your computer, you're just reestablishing that connection. That's why Georgia, her Google email wasn't coming in because the password is wrong. She changed it with Google. She changed her password. Then she needs to tell her Mac that she changed her password so that the stuff flows into her Mac again. Does that make sense? So it's the Mac seeing all those accounts that you have on the internet. All right. Now, when we have all those accounts put in there, for now, go ahead and leave it all turned on, leave all the choices turned on. And then as we go to each one of them, as we go to the calendar, as we go to the notes, as we go to the mail, as we go to the contacts, you can go, oh, looks like I don't have any contacts in this account. I guess I've never made any in this account. Might as well turn it off. So you come over here and you turn it off because there's no contacts from that account to bother. But you might, on the other hand, have personal contacts and work contacts. So when you go to your contacts app, you can see them both at the same time, or you can just see your personal ones or just see your work ones, right? As long as both of them are flowing into your contacts app, you can choose how to see them. And then it works separately or together. All right. Now, how to do all of this, that's the gist of the class, like how to use the calendar, how to use the contacts, how to use the mail. But if we don't have this set up in the background, then it's hard to, you're going.
Lost you.
We just
Yeah, I
lost
can't
your
hear you,
voice.
Deanna.
Diana, we've lost your voice.
We lost your voice. We can't
Mhm.
hear.
Can't hear. Sign language.
It's nice that we all can't hear her together though, right?
If
can hear each other, but not her.
If everybody puts your hands behind your ears, it'll tell her.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now.
Where did I start becoming a moving mouth? What was
Oh,
I
I
saying?
don't know. About 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Oh
5
my
minutes.
God. Really?
So if you see us do this, it'll mean that we can't hear you.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
really
and
like
now I
2
see that you
minutes.
wrote it's 10:50 and at 10:51,
Time for a
10:50, we cannot hear you. Okay. So what I was saying is that we need to go on a break. No, but I want to make sure I was talking about contacts, work, and personal. Did I get as far as that?
Yes.
No.
It's only
Okay.
like 2 minutes.
Okay. I can say a lot in 2 minutes, but basically
right.
what I was saying is that I will now begin to teach you how to use each one of the apps.
Yes.
But this background where all the stuff is set up on the computer, we're going to go on a break. And when we come back, we're going to set up these accounts on your phone so that when you check, maybe on your phone, you never want to check your work stuff because it's your personal phone. And maybe some people have 2 phones and you have your work phone that you never want to check your personal stuff. Maybe that's you. I doubt it. But you can choose differently on your phone than on your computer, or you can leave all the info flowing in from all your accounts, both your computer and your phone. And it doesn't matter where you're reading it. If you read it on your phone and you trash it on your phone, it'll be trash from your computer. If you read it on your computer and you trash it from your computer, it'll be trash from your phone. So if that's what you want to do, most importantly, I'll meet someone on the streets and they go, oh, I changed my phone number. I change it on my phone. That gets changed in my computer. Okay. My doctor calls me, I'm working. I've changed your doctor's appointment to Tuesday instead of Thursday. You just change it on your computer calendar. That'll be changed on your phone. So if that's the system that you want, then both of all the accounts need to set up on the phone and on the computer, and they need to be set up to both all be flowing between each other. So we're going to set that up after break, and then we're going to just hands in on start working each one of these apps and begin to really understand what I'm talking about, because it won't be a concept, it'll be an actual hands-on. Okay, is that a quick question, Sue? Like a before the break kind of question or after a break kind of question? You're muted. You're still muted.
If you only want your email going to your phone and not on your computer, then you leave it off on your computer, but turn it
And on your phone.
Okay.
You got it. You got it. And the email will still be arriving to that company. If you go to Gmail, you'll still have the email there. But if you want to see it on your phone and not on your computer, it's a switch on or switch off. Exactly. It's a manage the flow. That's what we're doing. It's like we're traffic controllers today. Okay. All right. So someone who is in the Santa Barbara, not in Argentina, needs to tell me what time will 15-minute break be for you guys, because otherwise.
10 after, it's
10:54 right now.
So it'll be 11.
10. Just add the minute.
11.
Yeah.
11:09.
11:10 a.m. So be back in the chat. Be back at 11:10 a.m. I always recommend people to get yourself a timer for 12 minutes. That way you have 3 minutes to finish up and come back. And at 11:10 a.m. we're ready to go. See you guys in 10:15.
Timer.
I don't know how to turn it back on.
All right. Whoops. I ran a bit over. Click. All right. I'm seeing a question from Susie, whose brain is exploding a little bit. Yeah, you do learn a lot in these classes. And when I go on break, I leave the class on. So you just go on break and come back. I mute you all so no one can hear you, but yeah, just leave it on. And then this is Zoom. What you're doing is Zoom. You don't need to record the session. I'm recording it, and then I give you all a link that you can watch the recording later.
Oh, good.
You can record it, but it'll fill your computer up. Recordings, the video recordings are really huge. So I'm recording it. I'm also having Zoom creates a little summary, an artificial intelligence summary, and I post that too. So I'm going to show you where that goes. Now, I have a problem, which is that I teach another class. As soon as this one's over, I teach another class that I'm going to teach until my 9 p.m., which is your 5 p.m. So I don't have much time in between. Sometimes I stay behind and I'll stay half an hour, 45 minutes. This time, 5 minutes, then I got to go. So what I'm going to do, since I have 2 new people, Kristen and Susie, and I'm sure other people who need to remember how to get to class handouts, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best, and you guys keep me to it, to finish 10 minutes earlier. And then I will just dedicate myself to showing everyone again how to get to the class handouts, which I haven't shown since Mac level 2. But since no new people were here, I kind of moved through that. But I want to make sure you know how to get to the class handouts so that you can access the class recordings and all the other material. All right.
Deanna, what time does the class
Michelle,
end?
you had a question?
What time does the class end?
12:35.
Okay, thank you.
Michelle? You're muted.
Yeah, so if I wanted to open another account, like an Apple account email, would it just appear on this internet account screen here?
If you open an Apple email, I believe it would just appear. I'm not 100% sure. You might need to put it in. But if you open a AOL, Google, whatever, you will have to put it in here. But Apple, since it's Apple, it might appear on. I don't know. Now you do have an Apple.
It just has it has like a question. It doesn't give you option to add a different account is what I'm curious about.
The thing is that
it just has like, and then it has things like LDAP account and card DAP.
So hold on.
Okay.
You're gonna have to share your screen, otherwise it gets really confusing for everyone. But here's the thing: whatever you're looking at, wait, Michelle, you don't add an account, like you don't create yourself a new account through this. Okay, you go create a new account through the company Google. You decide you need another new Gmail. You go to gmail.com, create a whole new account, then you come in here and you set it up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it's not. It only has. It doesn't give you very many options on like the types of accounts.
So what type of account? What company?
Well, like,
would you like
anything, like let's say it was Hotmail or.
Okay, so Hotmail. You go to hotmail.com. You set one up, and then you come over here. And I believe Hotmail is also part of Microsoft.
Yes.
So you do it through Microsoft Exchange. Microsoft does a lot of different things. Those that are there are pretty much the main ones, but like Cox, that is not a main one, you would have to go to add another account. So if you have like a UCSB account, because you work for UCSB, then you would add another account.
Okay, well, I haven't gotten to that point yet, but doesn't have that option to add another account. It just tells you what's available. And that's it.
Do you mean, hold on, is this what you mean? Because like when you say add another account, you think this is limited?
Yeah, because when I
go
to add another account, it just doesn't give me it just gives me that. Yeah.
Yeah, so these accounts aren't companies. these are types of accounts. So you can have a mail account from any company. Maybe you work for, I don't know, Target, and they gave you a target.com. I'm inventing, I don't know.
Okay.
Then you add it through here. You click on mail account and you put in your email address, which is maybe Michelle Torres at target.com.
Oh,
And it
okay.
works that way.
Oh,
You
oh,
don't,
gotcha.
there's no other, any company that's not one of those,
Is on the mail one.
add
Oh,
that
okay.
way. And
You probably
just
told me
put-
that and I just didn't
put
hear it. Or
whatever
No, I'm
name
glad
you
because I
work for.
just learned that.
Oh,
Okay.
good. And those other accounts, you'll talk about that later. Those DVL or whatever that was.
Well, that's the whole point. Like you might have
Cal.
only a, you might only have this is a contacts kind of app that you might
Uh-huh.
have through some system that through your work uses. So like I have never had a single person have any of these, for example. So I wouldn't worry. Like you might be sharing a calendar through, like maybe you work for a doctor who works inside of Sansom and they have an internal system and then you want to get to their calendar. So it's a completely like no one that doesn't have a really weird situation has ever needed any of those. The
Oh,
others
okay.
all work for
Okay.
regular accounts. So
So
don't
they're
worry.
just there. They're just,
If you have one of those accounts, that's where you'd put it in. But I have never had anyone in this class, nor in any of the other people that I see, ever need any of those. The only one
Okay.
people might need is this one if they have a company that's not one of these. Now, again, someone mentioned my Hotmail. You mentioned Hotmail, and someone else mentioned Outlook. Those will fall inside of Microsoft Exchange because Microsoft owns those.
Oh,
So
Microsoft.
that kind of like Pipeline falls into Google because Google uses a Pipeline account. I know UCSB uses Google again, and you write to ucsb.com, but it goes through Google. So there's a ton of companies that use Google, even though you think you're writing to, as I said, UCSB, it's really a Google account. City College, it's a Google account. So these kind of encompass pretty much most of what's out there, except for purely private ones like Cox, right? So yeah, it kind of covers almost all of the spectrum. I haven't known of anyone who can't connect their account through one way or another through these. Worry only when you get a new one of those weird accounts, then I can help you how to do it. But other than that, most people's accounts fall within that. Yes, Sue? Your sound is off.
Would you explain
You
one?
guys can tell, but I went to the hairdresser and cut my hair. Anyway, sorry, I had really long hair and now it's short. Sorry. I look at myself and I don't recognize myself so short. But anyway, yes, Sue. I don't spend time looking at myself in the mirror, but here I am looking at myself the whole time talking to you guys, and I'm like, oh my God, my hair is so short. I like it though, but yeah, Sue, what's up?
Good. Would you once more explain your junk mail?
Yeah, I'm going to go into the mail app and then it'll make more sense. So wait until I go into my mail app. But basically, I opened an account with someone many years ago, but you can open one now. And then I only give that email out when it's someone that I don't want to receive emails from.
So is there any way when you have all these junk mails coming in on your email, is there any way to switch them over to a junk account?
A little bit harder. My recommendation, so that's a good question. My recommendation, when your email is full of junk, which a lot of people's email by now is full of junk, my recommendation is create a new email. Begin to tell only the people that you want. So not an automatic, like everyone who writes to you shouldn't get an email saying, my new email is da 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 da, because then junk people get that email too, right? So what you do is you write to every single person that you have a little email that you copy and paste whenever someone writes to you guys, just so you know, I'm changing to this new email. This is from now on my new email. Please change your address. Da, 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 da. You send it. 20 people will change it and 100 won't. So then next week when they write to you again, hey, did you know I'm going to stop checking this account soon. Please write me to that one. It tends to take about 6 months before everyone gets the message. people who write to you constantly will finally get the message and change. At some point, you can stop saying that, and then I would continue to check that other account, because maybe there's someone who writes to you once every 2 years, and then there you go, there's an email from them in that one, and then you go, oh, I changed my account 2 years ago. So you let them know. So you don't close the other one, but you basically let it keep getting all the junk. But the people you care about, they have your new one, and now you make sure never to give that one to commercial enterprises or stuff like that. Okay, that's my solution. And it takes some time, but do it now. Not like Yolanda had to leave town. She went to her to live with her family, and now closing her Cox, it's much harder. She had already done that. She had always switched to Gmail, but if she still gets stuff from Cox, unless you keep paying your Cox account, you don't get those emails anymore. So that's not a Mac or an anything issue. It's an issue with the fact that it wasn't really a free email. It was free as long as you paid them. So Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, those are actually free, and you can carry them around with you wherever you go. So you might want to get one of those so that it's not dependent on a payment, right? Or on a job. If you use your job email as your personal email, and then suddenly you get fired or you change jobs, then suddenly you have to tell all your friends to write to this other one. So just, you should have your personal email, your work email, and you can see them all at the same time, as I'm going to show you. So it's not like it's a big deal, but only people should write to you to one or to the other. And then the one that's been your forever, you just kind of let it be. And I've let mine be for 33 years, and it's what I consider my junk email. Although some important things do have, for example, my Amazon account, I set it up so long ago that I set it up with that old email. Well, guess what? I don't want to get 2,500 emails from Amazon all the time anyway, so I'm fine with it. If I ever do need to retrieve a code that they've sent me that I need because I'm returning something, I just go, I turn on the junk email, I pick up that code, and I turn it off. So I know which important accounts might be sending me stuff there, and the rest I don't care. For a while, I sent some newsletters that I wanted to read to that one, and that was a mistake, because now whenever I want them, I have to go there. But I have another email that's my my subscriptions to publications. So like my SBCC teacher, whenever I go to any account that has anything to do with teaching and they ask me for an email, I give them my SBCC teacher at Gmail. So when I go to that one, I have a lot of business and stuff that I need to know for my class. I have them in there. And then they don't get mixed up with my sister and my friend and whatever, right? So you just kind of begin to have emails that you give to different people, not too many, but enough that I separate my information that's barraging. I mean, pipeline, my God, I get so many things a day that when I'm not working, I'll just want to go check my personal email. It's like, phew, I don't have to be like worried that, oh God, someone told me I need to do this or that. Otherwise I never stop working, right? So that's the benefit of being able to see them one at a time. But that's not turning the email off. That's the junk mail. You kind of turn it off. That's more like choosing one inbox over another. So we're going to get into the mail app now, and we're going to go through that. So first, I want everyone to set their accounts in on their phones. So after Patricia's question, then if it's short enough, Kristen and Patricia, otherwise I'll make you wait. I want to get people setting up their accounts on their phone, because while we talk, people could be setting up their accounts on their phone. So just ask me, Patricia and Kristen, what your questions are, and if I might answer them now, or first I'll show people how to do their phone setups, and then I'll take your questions. So what's the question, Patricia?
I think Microsoft is also going to close, but I don't know if it's going to be just the emails, or I don't think it's Office, Microsoft Office. But I think that Microsoft is not going to close, but they're going to limit it something. I'm not so sure about it.
I could be, it's been the whole summer. I've been really out of I've been on vacation for the first time in a long time. So I'm out of the thing. There might have been some information coming through from Microsoft. I highly doubt Microsoft will close, but will they change some of their offerings or stuff? You're right. I should look into that. I don't know. So usually what happens, and again, I don't want to give Cox as a good example, but Cox had a horrible email, and what they did at some point is they shifted. People who have Cox told me they turned them into a Yahoo account. So now if you had a Cox account, it's truly a Yahoo or something like that. So maybe Microsoft is gonna converge all of its Hotmail and email and Outlook and turn it into something else. I'll look into it, Patricia, but I don't have any feedback on, I don't know. I don't know about that, so I'll look into that.
Thank you, Diana.
You're welcome. Kristen?
So in the mail app that you were showing us, is there a way of labeling something as spam so that if that
Yeah.
company sends you another email?
Yeah, I'll be showing you all the possible blocks and choices and junk. And if you're good at it, it does keep your email much clearer, but you can't prevent all of them. But yeah, there's some good features. So we're gonna spend quite a bit of time on that. Okay, so I'm gonna share my phone now, you guys. Okay, so hold on. I'm connecting my phone to the computer. All right. So now when I share my phone, for some of you guys, you have an iPad. So between what I shared at home or what I shared on the phone, it's the same. The iPad, you'll basically have the actually the iPad of all things, since it's bigger than the phone, the system preferences of the iPad look a bit more like the system preferences of the phone. So let's go to the, not system settings, sorry. So let's go to the phone settings. So again, this is just the main page of my phone. If you see this little gear looking thing that somewhere visible, that's your phone settings. If you don't see it at all, how we do a search is either you see down here the choice for a search, or you just put your finger somewhere neutral, like not on any of these links, and you just push down gently. And when you do that, then the search feature appears. So one way or another, if you see it, open it directly. If not, we're going to click on search, or we're going to search and then just type SETT, and that's it. The settings will appear as a top hit. Okay, so let's open our phone settings. And once you've got your phone settings ready to go, then give me a yes. So I'm not going to move forward until everyone gives me a yes. And some of you guys have already set this up because some of you guys take these classes at different times with me, but you might have a new account now, or you might have just forgotten how to do this. So don't forget that if you forgot how to do this, then come with us on this little trip to remember how to do this so that you can turn features on and off, such as if you create a junk email, or if you allow one of your personal current emails to turn into your junk email, you'll know how to turn it on and off. Okay, so I have yeses from everyone. Let me clear your answers. Now, we're going to head down, and this is a little bit different because many things are identical. Up until now, most of what we did on the system but when you come in here, there's used to say something that said internet accounts. Now they do not have that anymore. The internet accounts disappeared. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we have to look directly for one of our apps, which is the mail app. So see at the very, very, very bottom of all of that first initial page, how it says apps? Click on apps. They have so many apps on the phone that they cut to stop listing them on the first page. And now when you go to apps, it's a whole listing of all the apps on your phone. Okay. Now you could just write the word mail here, or you can go to the M and mail will appear. There's many different ways to do it. Or a third way, like we could write the word mail. That's one thing we can do, and then mail appears. I'm going to close that off. Or we could scroll down to the M, mail appears. Or mail is one of the default apps of the phone, that it just comes. So you can also just click on default apps, and one of them is email.
I don't have the option apps on my phone.
So, okay, so you
Under
go all
settings.
the way, yeah, to the very, very bottom. So this is the main page. Scroll down, 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 and the very final choice is apps.
I don't have that.
Okay, if you don't have that, maybe you don't have the latest operating system, then do you see somewhere over here the word internet accounts? Because it used to be internet accounts, just like the computer. go ahead and read to me the options that you have after general.
Do you want me to open general?
No, I want you to read what you have so I can find how to.
Control center, display, home screen, accessibility, wallpaper, Siri, touch
going.
ID, emergency, exposure notifications, battery, privacy. And then there's a gray line, and then there's app store.
No, we don't want App Store. Okay, then try this. Go at the very top of settings. Go all the way to the top. There's a search in there. Try to put mail in there and see if that works. But that may give you the mail app, which is different. I don't really want the mail app. Let me see if you clicked on that. Yeah, that kind of works. You get to it. If you find it that way, it'll work that way too. Okay.
Mail
So
app ID iCloud, new mail sound sent, mail
okay, so
account.
if you got to mail, then fine. So I'm going to get to it in one of the many different ways, but the whole point is that I'm going to go to it by going to the M and open in mail. So now is where we should be. Is everyone somewhere like this? This is not your mail app. This is the settings for your mail app, right? Way into something like this, then give me a yes. This isn't your mail app. You don't pick up mail here. We're going to the settings. We're in the settings, system settings, and we're going to the mail app settings. If you are here, give me a yes. So we're going to create in the mail app settings, from the very top down, the first thing you should see is mail accounts. And I happen to have 4 set up. Mail accounts. Okay.
You want us to click on mail accounts?
Now I want to get a yes from everyone before I move forward. Michelle, Diane, did you get there? Julie? Oh, Julie doesn't have. Julie and Justine have Androids.
Mine just
Diane,
says accounts. Is that?
That's fine. It can just say accounts.
Okay.
The
I
word is
found
account,
it
like,
on my Android.
like on the on the computer it says internet accounts. On here, since we're in the mail app, it says mail app. But as long as it says something that has the word accounts, it's good. Okay, so watch. Just watch, you guys. Just watch. I'm going to click on mail accounts. And I already have set up here my same ones that I had in my computer. SVC Teacher, Pipeline, Yahoo, which is my junk mail. Okay. So since I forgot before the demo to get rid of one, I'm going to get rid of one for a second. I'm going to look how easy it is. I'm going to delete this account from my phone, delete from my phone, and now I'll set it up again. It takes a little bit longer than it does because I've been handling my phone through Zoom, which is kind of weird. But
so if I want to put Pipeline in my phone, I click on under accounts, I click on add account.
Exactly. So I'm waiting to delete one, but maybe it'll take too long. You guys on the page right before this, it said add account. Click on add account and you'll follow the same steps that you followed at before. Let me just stop my share because it takes even longer if I'm sharing it and I'm doing it remotely. So actually, give me a sec.
Pipeline at Google.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna.
I don't know where it's at.
But give me a sec. I'm having to do it because I was handling it through Zoom and it started not responding. So let me handle it in person first, and then I'll share again. My phone is taking so long to do this, sorry. But you guys, are you seeing the whole process of say add account? If you add, once you add account, you put username at pipeline.sbcc.edu. So I'm going to go back to the chat, and it's your username, your pipeline username at pipeline.sbcc.edu. Okay. It's your username. Okay. And
When
then
I click add account, I get
Gmail,
iCloud,
Google.
Google is
Yeah, so go to
Pipeline and
Google.
Google.
It's a Google.
So I have to click Google first.
Click on Google, and it'll say put in your email address. Go ahead and put in your username at pipeline.sbcc.edu. If you need your usernames, I know your username, so I can give them
Oh, I
to you.
know. It's BA Walsh 2, I think.
So if
I
the
have no
question forgot email, what do we do when it just forgot email? So I forgot my email.
Your email, your pipeline one. I know
Yes.
your phone was already set up, but I can your pipeline email is yaumentado at pipeline.sbc. I know everyone's school email, so just if you don't remember it, your username, ask me. I have them right in front of me. Okay. Oh, I need to add you to the list, Kristen. Okay.
SBCC.
I'll go ahead and I'll add you later, but for now I need to make sure. Remember. I don't, what do you, Kristen, can you remind me what your username is? Because I don't have you in my roster right now. You're muted.
KS Clausen.
KS Clausen. Okay, got it.
Yeah. CLAWSON.
Yeah, got it. Thank you. Just so that when I do write, I'll refresh the roster a little bit later, but at least for now, if I do send something, it'll go.
Okay, makes sense.
It'll go to that one. Okay. Yeah, and Susie, the other day you wrote to me, I've been so busy I didn't answer. Because I have been sending you, I did send you the link last Tuesday. I send it to your pipeline and to your personal, but the personal is whichever personal you gave the school. So just to confirm, is your personal Hotmail account, which is what I have here?
Yes.
Okay, so then on Tuesday and today in the morning, you got a link for today's class, but originally a few days ago, you should have gotten a welcome email with all the information for the class. Did you get that?
I don't recall getting that, and I haven't ever opened Pipeline.
Well, it's possible that since
I got it today.
Since I'm new to your email, that it might have gone straight to junk or something.
I think, in fact, that's where I got you today at junk.
Okay, so then you need to tell this email that I'm not junk. Yeah, because you signed up June 9th, so you were there. You were already signed up when I sent the welcome email. So the welcome email, all of that got sent. But since I send it to 50 people, because I send it to all 25 personal and school emails, sometimes your email goes, oh, this must be spam, and it goes to junk because it sees an email that goes to 50 people. So if you go into your junk, you should be able to find the welcome email stuff, but anyway, the welcome email, now you're here, so you're
okay, fine. If you could send that one to me again with all the information.
The information is how to get into the class, and you managed it, so.
Oh,
sure,
okay, okay.
It's not, the rest of the information comes after here in class.
Oh, okay.
So Julie, part of what I found on Microsoft Change is Microsoft Authenticator users are facing a significant change as the app's password management features are being discontinued, with all stored passwords on August 1st. This move signals a major shift by the tech giant towards passkeys, a digital authentication method lauded by security experts, both simpler and more secure for online logins. Thank you so much for that. So this isn't about the accounts. Julie posted, you know how Patricia mentioned that there's something happening with Microsoft? And Julie posted what she found online, and that really helps me explain.
There was more than
Here-
that, but I didn't want to copy a lot.
I'll keep looking up, but basically this isn't about your accounts. If you have a Microsoft account of some kind, which are like up to now we figured out some people have Hotmail or Outlook. Some people might have a Microsoft.com, and I believe that there was a Bing.com for a while was also Microsoft. Anyway, if any of you guys have any of those accounts, what it's saying is that Microsoft is saying we're done with passwords. We're going to use passkeys, and passkeys are a new way of setting up passwords, which are safer. So they are, the security experts say they're simpler and more secure for online logins. What this says, and it is true. I've been reading up about them. I have set up a couple of passkeys myself. I will not teach you about passkeys yet because I need to be clearer on when and how and who is using them. And plus, this class doesn't really include teaching you about passkeys. It's me always trying to tell you stuff that you should know, but I have so much to teach you. But I'm trying to set up a class where I have a bit more of a security kind of information. And passkeys are memorized by the systems, but not by yourself. But you need to prove that you are you with your face, with your thumb, with you, whatever. So people don't have to remember them like they do now and thus forget
That's
them.
nice.
It's nice and it isn't. Let me explain where we ran into trouble with passkeys with my husband. I was traveling, my husband's at home, I'm here, and we usually access an account, we just know the password, but it's his account and he both access it, or it's my account and both access it. But with the passkey, I was trying to access it on his phone, and his phone kept telling me I wasn't him because I wasn't him. But it's never been an issue before. But now it is an issue. So we need to figure out, can we get both of us on the account? You know, we need to figure out a way around it because yes, it is more secure. But sometimes if you are trusting someone to share it, now they can't access it anymore with a passkey because it is more secure. But yeah, now that became an issue for us during our trip. So anyway, is there a workaround? I don't know. The whole point is we're trying to get only one person to be the only one to access the account. So then what do you do if two people have to access the account? Like the electric bill in his name, the gas is in mine, or whatever it works. And he was trying to pay and he couldn't check, you know, simple things like that. But we just both always accessed it because we use the same password. And now we're like, oh, how do we do this now? So there's the benefit and the negative of them. So I need to look into that because that happened to us now. I was, oh, passkeys were great. And I'm like, yeah, except for when you really do need to access someone else's account. And you're not stealing from them, you're just using it at the same time. So I don't know the answer to that yet. So I'm looking into that. Okay. All right. Sue, your hand is up. By the way, my email, I was not sharing because I was having a hard time with my phone not deleting itself, but now it wasn't deleting. So now that it's there, I'm going to share again because I want to make sure that everyone has created it. So it just clinked. It took a long time to set itself up, but now it's ready to go. So now I'm going to share. Here I am. So I deleted my SBCC Gmail, my SBCC teacher email, and my pipeline email. So I deleted them both. So I left this one, which is my Yahoo account, which I already told you is my junk mail. On my phone, it's on. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the mail off on it. And instead of Yahoo, I'm going to go ahead and, well, I'm going to let that one be Yahoo. Can I go to account settings and change the name in there? Email, Yahoo. But then I'm just going into a weird place. I guess on the phone, I can't change it to say junk mail. Oh, someone's coming in. Hold on. Oh, it's just Afra, I think.
Oh my God. I must have
Yeah.
200 blocked phone calls.
So is that Afra? Is that you who just came in? I think that's Afra. I'll change your name to Afra. Okay. All right. So how do I add an account on the phone? I go to add account. It's a Google. Oh, look at that. Over here on the phone, instead of just saying Microsoft, it gives you the Outlook.com, which is a Microsoft, but it gives you that choice. So anyway, Google. So now I'm demoing adding the pipeline account. If you haven't yet, please do that. If you have added your pipeline, please add your other accounts. So I'm going to do DE Musakyo, which is my username, at pipeline .sbcc.edu. So the first one, I need to put the entire thing because I'm signing in with Google. For Google, they need to know my entire Google address. Then it goes, oh, so this is an SBCC account. So then next it's going to do, it's going to send me into SBCC to make sure that I am truly who I say I am. So now I'm going to add in my username and my password for my Google account, for my username. So here, SBCC only wants your username. They don't care about the whole string. You only need to use the username for SBCC, and then you log in. And see, Diane, I'm not showing my password to anyone. So that's why I was saying, don't worry about your passwords because I'm showing this and I'm recording it, but I'm not showing my passwords. Now, there is a tiny problem. When I do this class, that YouTube, I post these videos on YouTube. So you're signing back in. Let me say yes. And then I'm going to say continue. You're supposed to say yes to everything. Continue, continue, continue. And here we are. I'm going to turn this on. So this is my Gmail. I'm going to say save. Now that account. Now, see how it says Gmail, not Pipeline? So that's the part that I'd like to change because I have 2 Gmails that I need to add.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Can you
go
change
over
that?
here and under the label, I'm gonna go ahead and change that to Pipeline.
Oh, how did you get right there?
Okay, so I just clicked on it, like clicked on it, and then I just selected the word that said Gmail and I changed it. And then the one that says
Oh, right
Yahoo,
up at the very top.
select Yahoo, and I'm gonna call this one my junk email, right? So where it says label. And then I'm
I
gonna add
didn't
one
get
more.
there. Help.
I'm gonna add my SBCC, which is also a Google account, my teacher. So I'm gonna go SBCC teacher at gmail.com. So Google wants to know my the whole shebang. So if this is your personal one, you put in the whole shebang. Then you say next. Then you enter your password. So this is why you need to know your passwords.
Gmail.
Continue. Continue. And continue. So save. And now this one also says Gmail. So I'm going to select it again. And I'm going to say that this is my SBCC teacher. So I can recognize them. See, otherwise they would say Gmail,
I
Gmail,
can't
Yahoo.
do that. Mail
Okay.
accounts.
All right. And 1 second. And when I back out, now it says that I have 4 accounts running. Okay. Now on my junk email, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the features off. And again, are you sure you want to remove them from my phone? Yeah, this is purposeful. When I delete them from my phone, I am choosing to not see the information that my junk email has. Now that's not true. In my real life, I do actually leave my email contacts from my junk email because these are contacts that I wrote in so long ago that I used to write them in my phone in my other account. And even though I transferred, maybe my friends from high school are in that one and I didn't transfer them to my new one. So by having this one turned on, I can still get the addresses from my friends from my old account. Does that make sense? But I don't use anything else. But I do use that one. So I keep that one on.
Why
So
does my
whole
hand keep going
account.
down?
All right. If you click on it twice, it
writing.
goes down. Click on it once, it stays up. The second time you click on it, it goes down. All right. So if anyone has any questions about these, let me know. I'm going to stop my share and start answering questions. Everyone, give me a final yes. And right now, listen well. Susie, Diane, and Georgia, your hands are up. I'm going to clean everyone's answers and your hands are going to go down. So
Okay.
please raise them again. Okay? So
Okay.
Susie, Diane, Georgia, and Barbara. I've cleared everyone's feedback. Please, those people who have them up, raise them again. And everyone else, give me a yes if once you have all your accounts on your phone. And now the first person who had a question earlier was Susie. So yeah, Susie.
Oh, I can't even remember the question, but it did come to that Google thing where it said iOS. But for
Say
some
yes,
reason,
yes.
my screen
iOS is the operating system for the phone. So say yes.
okay, my screen keeps
Basically,
going off.
well, you might have it on short. You might have a very short time on it. And so when you're
So I
sitting there
don't know
waiting
how,
for me to answer,
yeah, I don't know how to change that.
not going to change it right now. I'm trying to fix on this. Just turn it on again and keep going. It's in the settings too. In your lock pass, you can make it stay on a bit longer.
Right.
But just now keep turning it on and keep working with it.
Okay.
Guys, what happening when you're entering a Gmail into the phone, Google's saying, are you sure you trust this phone's operating system? Like, is it you? If I put your email in there, whoever this person is going to see your email, and you got to go, yeah, it's me. Thank you. Continue. Does that make sense? So it's just security. Just, I don't get it, because if it wasn't me, I would still say, oh, yes, because I'm trying to steal someone's email. But anyway, Georgia.
I'm getting tangled.
Okay.
I put it in as I tried to put it in as a Google account. It got sort of weird. So I tried to put it in as a Pipeline account.
No, well, Pipeline is a Google account. You need to put it in as a Google account. So if you try to do something else, that'll be a mess. So go back and start it as a Google, and then tell me when the mess happens. Just walk me through what's happening, and I'll walk you through it.
I'll for one thing, it's saying use passkey. So I guess I can.
You can say yes or no to that. You can say no, not yet, or you can say yes and begin to use passkeys. Basically,
it's saying
the
you're
thing is,
signing
if you already have, you told me you changed your Google password. I'm wondering if you created a passkey without noticing, and that's why it's
I must have. It says you're signing back into iOS, georgia.sargent@gmail.com. Do I want to continue?
Yeah. It's what I was just saying. Google, a different company, is saying Apple is trying to see your stuff. Is that okay? You're like, yeah. I want my phone, Apple, to see Google's Gmail.
Okay.
So it's basically checking in on you, and you're like, yeah, continue.
Add account Google, and now I sign in with the GW. I don't know. I guess I need writing tools.
Just try them. Don't tell us your passwords. We don't want that. Okay, Diane.
Okay, I went to default apps under mail as email, messaging, calling.
Yeah, that doesn't work. You should go not to the default apps. You should go for mail. I clicked on the choice of default apps, and when you click on mail, it just shows you the mail app, but you can't change anything there. So you need to go and find the mail app. So let me share my screen.
I found the mail app.
Yeah.
It says mail accounts 3.
Yeah.
Allow
so
mail that?
No, so if it says mail accounts 3, click on that and see which 3 they are. And if it's all your accounts, then you're good. If you have any you didn't put in there, put in there. If you didn't put your pipeline, add your pipeline.
Now I see add account. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Barbara, your hand went up and down so many times. I don't know if it's supposed to
It
be
kept
up now.
going down by itself.
So do you have a question?
Yes.
Okay, what's your question?
Okay, starting out, I'm at mail. Wait a minute. Oh God. Now I don't even know how to get the mail. No, wait. In
Okay,
settings.
so let me show you again. In settings, you have to do the following. So in settings, let me back out. Okay, so you said that at the very bottom you didn't see the apps, which is really weird, but okay. You read some stuff that was different, so maybe you have a different version. So then at the very top of settings, there's a search. So click on the search over there and write the word mail.
That's right. Okay.
And
My
then
brain.
click on the top
Okay.
one.
New mail account popped up.
Mail accounts. Mail accounts. Click on mail accounts.
Counts. Okay, then it shows me iCloud, Gmail, and account, and I want to change that to Pipeline.
Well, if it says no, don't change. If it says Gmail, click on it and find out, is that your Gmail account? Like go here to
Yeah.
account settings and see if it says that it's your if it is your Pipeline, then under label, select that.
Well,
and
wait,
it
I'm not Gmail. Okay, a top Gmail account, BA Walsh 2.
So that is that your
Then I've
Pipeline
got
email?
the 4 things that are green, but I don't have account settings under it. I just have delete account under notes.
Well, that's fine, but if that's the one, if that's your, but that, I mean, if you said that it says BA Walsh 2, which is your Pipeline account, then go to the label and put your name, say that it's Pipeline. Replace
But
it.
I don't have a label.
Yours
thing.
doesn't have a label. It doesn't have anywhere to change its name. What operating system do you have? Anyway, if it doesn't have a label, if it doesn't say Gmail anywhere, then you can't change it. Then you'll just have to know that your Gmail is your Pipeline account. I've been able to change it forever, even in older ones. So I'm not sure right now where you.
I don't know. I have an iPhone 7.
Anywhere that it has the name Gmail or a description or something like that, it should work. But it could be that it's an older version that doesn't have the choice to change its name. In which case, just you'll know that the Gmail is your Pipeline. Because once we go into the email address, it will have your address. So don't worry. It's fine. Just enter the accounts. Okay.
Well, I that account's in there. I wanted to put Pipeline in front of it because I have another Gmail account that I haven't put in here yet.
Well, you'll see once we go into the mail app, it'll tell you what email you're reading. So don't worry about that.
Okay.
When I go into my mail app, I'm showing you my mail app right now. When I go into my mail app and I check all my inboxes, if I click on this one over here, I can check here, long story, I could check in here and I know that it's getting into my Pipeline because it says, there's a way to check what it's arriving to. Or I can just go over here and check only my Pipeline, and I can go over here and check only my iCloud, right? So there's just different ways to do that. I haven't gone into the email app yet, so just trust me right now on that one. Just add your accounts, and then it's okay if it doesn't have the distinctions. Okay. All right.
Okay. Now if I can find my mail app again.
Okay, Georgia and Susie, and after this, I want to move on with the class because the class.
Oh, you know what it is, Diane? I don't have an envelope on my iPhone. I don't even know how I got there because there's no envelope.
You're not. The envelope is the app where you get your mails. That is not where you are right now. The mails will come through the envelope that has the app. Where I am taking you right now is the settings, and you shouldn't see the mail app. You're in the settings.
Okay, I'm in settings.
Okay. So it's okay if you don't see the icon. All right, Georgia.
I think I've got it straightened out. I'm not quite sure how, but it seems I now have George. I now was able to add GW Sargent at Pipeline.
Okay.
To Google, and I'm changing the Gmail label, which is my home label. So I'm just saying Georgia Home.
Perfect.
Is that okay? Okay.
Susie?
Okay, my problem is I remember a long time ago setting up a Google account, but I've never used it. But now what I have is it says select what iOS you can access, and then it has under read, compose, send, permanently delete all your email from Gmail. And then there's
Stop. I have no recognition of where you are. So you tried to put in an account that's old, and then what happened?
Well, let's see. To the
Oh,
sequence that I
at the
went
very top, is there a choice to say select all?
at the very top, it says accounts at google.com, and it says I can cancel that. And then underneath that, it says select what iOS can access.
Yeah, so
Oh, and then
say
there's a select all, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
select all, and then scroll to the bottom and say continue or okay or whatever positive answer.
Oh, scroll to the bottom and say continue. Okay. So I leave all those checks on all those things that are there, select all.
Yeah, you want to be able to use your phone to check that account. You have to be able
Okay.
to read it and
All
answer
right,
it.
so I'll say continue. Okay, then it comes accounts labeled Gmail.
So
And
now
it says
call that.
mail is on. And then it says contacts, calendars, notes, account settings.
Yeah, so for now, leave everything on. As we go through with the class, using all those apps, you might decide that for that account, you only want the mail, you don't need the rest. But for now, leave
Oh.
everything on until you understand more of what those things are.
Okay, I'm putting all things not on. So then after account settings, it says delete account. I'm sure I don't want to
No,
do that.
no, you just set it up. Don't.
Right. Okay, so
So
now I
you just
need
back
to
up
leave
from
it.
the top back arrow and leave, and there you go. You've set it up.
Oh, okay, there's mail accounts, iCloud, Hotmail, Gmail. Okay. So really I want to add I want to add the pipeline one, right?
Pipeline. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
All right. So now
So I-
I'm clearing everyone's answers because no one's hands are up. Now give me a final answer. If you set up all your accounts on your phone and it went smoothly, give me a yes. If you still have any questions, this is your final chance. It's not true. I will continue helping you, but ideally, you've tried it, set them all up now, and you're working on it. Now, if you're having problems with it, then raise your hand. But if you're still working on it and the no is just that you're working on it, that's fine. But if it's a problem, raise your hand because that means you need help. Yes,
I'm not
Diane.
sure.
Oh, sorry, Susie, you had another
Yeah,
question?
sorry, I'm not sure. It has that account. It has iCloud, Microsoft, Google. So do I click the Google?
Pipeline is Google. Yeah, click on Google.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Diane?
I'm still having problems. So when I got into add account, it's asking to sign in with Google,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Are you
And
doing the pipeline one or which one? What are you doing right now?
I'm trying to put the pipeline one in.
Pipeline one. Okay. So if it asks you to sign in with Google and you say, okay, then you need to put in your username at pipeline.sbcc.edu, the whole thing.
It says you're signing back into iOS.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. Continue.
So I'm trying to click
1
where it
second,
says
Susie, one at a time. I'm helping Diane. It gets really confusing. Diane, yes. Then
Gmail is already added. This Gmail account has already been added to your phone.
so maybe you already have it. So you did it correctly the first time. You don't need to do it again.
I doubt that very seriously.
Well, back out. Let me share again. 1 second. If you go into your accounts, right, and you're in here and it's saying you're already fixed it out, just go back. And then where it says mail accounts, see if your pipeline is showing up there. And it won't say pipeline unless you're writing a pipeline. If you didn't write the name pipeline, then it'll say Gmail. See if you have a Gmail in there that seems to be your pipeline account.
Yeah.
If it says that it's been there, it's there. According to the phone, it's there. So it's probably there. All right. Susie, yeah.
Oh gosh. So let's see. I don't know what the thing is doing, but I clicked Gmail, but I'm trying to add the pipeline account. But when I clicked in there, it would not let me. No numbers came in for me to type.
When you click on the word Gmail, here, let me share my screen so you can see what it should be doing.
Okay.
When you say add account, and then you click on Google, not on Gmail, you click on Google, right?
On Google. Okay, I'm clicking on Google now.
Then it says email or phone.
Yes, and then it won't.
Now, wait,
I
wait.
type.
So hold on. You're supposed to put in your pipeline username, which is spilovsky@pipeline.sbc.edu, that whole thing.
You know where the cursor is in the middle of under your email blinking?
Yeah.
When I touch that cursor, it will not come up with letters for me to type in.
Sometimes you need to pull it up yourself from down here. You can kind of do up like this, put your mouse on the bottom and pull up, and it'll bring up your
It says forgot email or something.
No, not there. Look at my
No.
mouse. Sometimes if the keyboard doesn't want to come up, then you can put your mouse like down here, not your mouse, your finger, and then kind of push up a little bit, and then the keyboard pulls up.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to do that now. Oh, that worked. That worked.
Okay, good.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. Cool.
Yes. Okay, let me
All
put
right.
that.
Anyone else? Diane, is that the hand from before, or you still have a question? You're muted, so if you're still trying to talk to me, otherwise.
I got into the SBCC.
Okay, so if you're at the SBCC, then now they only want your username. SBCC does not want the whole thing. They only want your DS self. That's all the username you need to put into the pipeline. DS self, not the rest of it. And then
Well,
your password.
it says enter password.
Yeah, it says username. Yeah. And then enter password, of course. But I'm saying you don't need to do DSself at pipeline.sbc.edu. Just DSself and then password.
Gotcha.
All right. Okay, Michelle.
Okay, so the Outlook still won't come on, but I know there's something going on with Outlook. But I have that same problem, I think that Barbara has, that I couldn't change my mail is like, I have the oldest iPhone you can have.
Yeah, so they don't let you label it. They don't. But I was able to.
I was able to label it. I don't know if you want me to tell her.
Oh yeah. Barbara, you listening? Barbara. She's not there. Oh, tell me, and I'll try to remember.
All
So
right.
what did you do?
I went to mail, and then I went to accounts, and then I hit the account that I wanted, and then it says account again. And so I hit that little arrow, and then it gave me description, and I hit description, and then it was able to change.
Okay. So that's what, so you went to the account, and then you went to the account, and then there's a thing called description instead of label. It used to be, and the computer, it was called description. Here it's called label on the phone. But yeah, so you're saying that on your phone, it's still called description.
Description, yeah.
Click, and then, so when she comes back, we'll tell her. But okay. Diane, I see a hand up like that, a physical hand. Is that your hand? Or is that are you just holding your hand there? Or is that a hand up?
That's how I think. No, okay, so I didn't have my hand up, but as long as you're on, it says sign in to iOS, and then
say yes. Continue.
What? Continue?
Yep, say yes. Yep.
Okay, so now I've got the mail, edit, these things that I can access on iOS.
Yeah, so at the top, there's a select all at the top. Say select all. Yes, you want to be able to do all of that.
Okay,
you want to be able to read it. You want to be able to write it, to edit it, say select all. And then at the bottom, continue.
And
scroll down to continue.
Then I'm back up. Okay. Then I'm at mail, contacts, calendars, notes.
Good. You're done. That means it's been set up. Now you can back out.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, I'm going to conclude this portion. I'm going to assume everyone has their accounts or they're on their way to finishing their accounts. Now, this has taken quite a bit of time and we have a lot to do. So I'm going to start with something that we partially digested a little bit, which was the Notes app. So for those of you who are totally new to this conversation, please hang in there, okay? And when the recording of the last Mac Level 1 class, we spoke a lot about notes. So in particular, Susie or Kristen, who are new today, or anyone who missed last Thursday, like if you missed last Thursday, we spoke quite a bit about notes because Georgia brought it up for a question she had. And since I had to make a demo of Cloud and how the Cloud works, I made it with that app. Okay. It's the same to me to make it with any of the apps. And so I went ahead and used the Notes app as the demo, not the memo. So if anyone, we're going to continue with Notes now. Many of you guys never used it. We're going to start again, but I would like you all who haven't done that to refresh with the with watching that recording. And for both of you guys and everyone else, I'll go through a little refresher of how to get to the class recording links. Let me see, it's 12:13, classes over at 3:35. So at 3, not at 12, for you guys, it's 12:35 or 12:25. So pretty soon I'll stop teaching anything new in here and I will go into how to get to all of these class notes and handouts, okay? So, now, let's go ahead and let me say there's a slight chance that when you get to my class recording link for today and for the next few meetings, whenever I put in the recordings of Mac Level 2, a lot of the times I'm showing you these kind of things, like today, how to access emails, accounts. Even though I don't show passwords, I might be showing email addresses and things like that. I'll show contacts, and when I show the contacts app, I have fake contacts in there, but I'm showing, you know, Jane Doe, phone number, address, and stuff. And YouTube automatically I put these recordings on YouTube in a private way for you who are new to this, so it's not like the world can see them. Only you guys with the link can see them. But YouTube scans them and goes, oh, you are committing abuse. You are publishing onto YouTube people's phone numbers and contacts, which is considered abuse. And so, does that make sense? So then they don't allow the video to run. So then when that happens, if you try to check it and it doesn't work, email me and say the video is saying that it can't run, because I don't get told. Someone goes to read it and it says that. So then I have to give you a different link, which is through Zoom. The problem is that the Zoom company link lasts only 14 days versus the YouTube is there forever. So plan B, I give you the Zoom link and you have to watch the video within those 14 days. It's after that they erase it. So that's the problem with the Mac Level 2 classes, is that since they think I'm revealing private information, they take it down. Okay. So if that happens, just know that I'll give you an alternative, but you need to let me know that it's happening, because I don't go rewatch my own videos. So you need to let me know it's happening. So then I'll go and do plan B. Okay.
How do we let you know?
Email me. You have my email. Everyone just email me and tell me, hey, the video says that you're commuting abuse. You'll get a message like, this video was taken down because of, I think, because it committed abuse or fraud, or not fraud. I think it says abuse, which is horrible. I'm like, oh my God, but that's what it says. I'm worried that if I've done that every time I post them, they do that at some point it might reach a quota of after 15, we'll cancel your account or something. I'm a bit worried about that, because
so on YouTube, do we type in your name or do we type in Mac?
I'll tell you how to get to my ass. I'll tell you how to get there.
Okay.
That 12:25. We're almost there, so give it a minute. Okay, so here's what I need you guys to do right now. I want you guys to open your Notes app. Now, I'm going to share my screen to show you what I mean by my Notes app, because many of you guys have never used your Notes app. So let me share
On our
my
phones or on the
screen. Here we go. What's that?
Oh, phone, computer, not phone.
Right now, we start with the computer and then we do it on the phone. I usually try to start with the computer and then go on the phone.
Okay.
And some of you guys use only these apps on one or the other, not on both, but we'll try to do it on both. So if you go to your dock and you see this little notepad looking icon that says Notes, go ahead and open it from there.
Oh, I
Now,
never saw
if you don't see it there,
We only see your background screen. We don't see your notes.
you don't
page.
see my doc. Well, I haven't opened it yet. I'm pointing to my doc. You don't see my doc down here. I don't know. Down here is my doc. Is it too low for you to see it?
No, we can see it.
Okay.
I
maybe you
meant,
need-
we didn't see your note page.
Okay, no, I don't have a notes page. I'm showing you where you can find it. You can either find it down on the doc. You
Okay.
click on it, notes will open up. Or if you know how to use the Finder window, which anyone who took my class before this one knows how to use the Finder window, then you can go to the applications and go to the N and find your notes app right there and double click it from there. And then right here, double click and open it from there. If you don't know how to use the Finder and you still need to take Mac level 1, then the final way is to go to this far right corner of your screen where you see a search, a magnifying glass. Click on that. That's called the Spotlight search. Then put the word notes on there and the notes app and then open it that way. So that's like the 3 ways you can open the notes app. And then a notes app should appear and it should look something like this. If it looks completely different and yours will be empty, if you've never used it, it might say welcome to notes and because you've never used it. That's fine. Say okay, thank you, thanks for the welcome, and then move through. And then you should end up with something like this, only if you've never used it, it'll be empty. Once you get to the notes app, give me a yes on the computer.
Hmm. I don't know if I'm there or not.
At home. Oh my goodness.
Another way to know if your notes app is up, you can look on the top of the screen next to the apple. It'll say the word notes. You can also look at your doc and you might see this little notepad looking type of icon that you might see on some part of your doc. And if you still don't know, then
Should it replace your screen of our meeting?
it depends. Oh, because you just joined us. You don't know about that. It could, yeah. So one thing I'll go over at the beginning of the classes is always, because I usually reserve the first day of the class, 45 minutes just for new students, and I already did that to show you how to share your screen. Just live with it for a minute, watch, and when in a few minutes, when it's 12:25, I'm going to go ahead and help you with that, and I can run you through that stuff.
Okay, here we go.
So the class is happening where I show something and you have to do it. So yeah, you have to be able to see my screen and your screen. So you need to move things over anyway. So everyone else has said yes, right? Let me see who else hasn't said yes. Notes app, everyone said yes. Yolanda, is the notes app open? Okay. So now the notes app, do you have 3 sections? Do you have a sidebar that's gray, a middle area, and like 3 columns? Do you have 3 columns? Everyone, let me clear your feedback because I want to make sure that you're seeing things the same way as me. Yeah?
Yes.
I'm seeing like nods. Okay, give me a yes. Okay. No, you can't share your screen yet, Susie, because I'm sharing, so hold on. So now on the left side, which is the sidebar, I have stuff you won't have. But look at the little gray names. And over here it says iCloud. Then I have stuff that you won't have. Then it says pipeline. And then I have stuff that you might or not have. And then I have SBCC and I have notes. So most of you should see the name of your accounts plus the word notes. The name of your account plus the word notes. Is that so? Is that what you're seeing? Let me clear your answers again. Are you seeing your accounts up here on the left side? When I say your accounts, I'm going to show again my computer system settings, internet accounts. Barb, I'm going to mute you because you're kind of talking to yourself a bit. Here we go. In the system settings, internet accounts, I have my iCloud. There it is. My pipeline. There it is. SBC Teacher. There it is. But I'm not seeing my junk email. And if I go and see why, it's because my notes is turned off. If I turn it on, there it is. Now I also see my junk email. You see that? Now, some people said no. Like this is not what they're seeing. I'm going to turn off my notes from my junk email again for a second. But Michelle and Yolanda, you said no about your notes. So how are you seeing your notes?
If I click on it and you see it what I have here.
Go ahead and share your screen so I can see your notes.
Do I share my
And I only
screen?
have a couple more minutes. I just want you guys to see something. Okay, so this is your notes app. Yeah, you're missing. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have, yeah, so you don't have your sidebar, okay? So right now you have only 2 columns. You don't have your sidebar. So go ahead, click on this little icon to see if perchance that brings up your sidebar. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so now you have your sidebar. Now you can make this a little bit bigger, like touch the edge and bring it down so that it's bigger. Yeah, touch this line. No, down. Yeah, I'm hiding it now, but yeah, click and nope. Hit escape. Hit escape again. Click again. Okay. So go to anywhere on the bottom of this and put your mouse and extend the window. It doesn't matter where. So somewhere on the edge. You might have some zoom in the way. You need to make it bigger so we can see more. Yeah. So put your mouse. Do you see the bottom of your notes window, Yolanda?
Oh, there is a
Yeah,
pink.
there. Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Bring it down. Perfect. Keep going a bit more. Yeah. Just so we can see it a bit more. Okay. So here's what I'm saying. Yolanda has her iCloud. Whoops. All right. Leave it there. She has her iCloud in gray. Then it says all iCloud. Then she has her Cox Yolanda Aumentado, which she still has her accounts. Gmail. Then she has your Cox Yahoo, her pipeline. Okay. So these 4 represent all those accounts that she had. You know what I mean? So under those, if you actually have stuff or not, it's if you created notes. Now, Yolanda has created notes and folders and stuff like that, like I do. But like in Pipeline, she doesn't have any notes. Well, she has 1. In the Go to ABBA, she has 0. In the Cox Aumentado, she has 5. On the Gmail, she has 1. See how it says how many? But in her general iCloud notes, she has 39. So these are all the notes that she has. Plus, she has a shared one. She shared with someone. Someone else can access this note. We're going to talk about it. Now, if you do or don't have notes, we're going to create some. But I'm just showing you how the accounts are showing up here on the side. Okay? And in her case, she has notes in different accounts. If you don't have notes in other accounts, you can just go to your system settings and turn that feature off and just never use them and have all your notes in the same account, which might be easier than having them spread out. You know what I mean? But in my case, I have some notes under Pipeline because they're school notes, and then I have stuff under iCloud that are personal notes, and I like keeping them separate. It's up to you. But if you see all your accounts that I told you, leave everything on, and you see that there's no notes in them, then Yolanda, go to your system settings, preferences, which are here, although you probably have Zoom in the way. See on the far right, go to your system settings. Yep, click on that. Yeah, click where you are.
It's 12:25.
Oops, okay. Thank you so much. Julie always keeps me on time. And here's your system settings now. Over to the right, move over. They appeared over here. They're just hiding. They're probably hiding under your Zoom. Yeah, can you, don't turn them off, just move them over a bit to the left so you can see them. Yeah, so now they're behind that. So now they're hiding. They're right there at the end. So now you need to, yeah. Okay. No, I don't want them in a different driveway. Oh, you put them in a different desktop. Oh, okay. You put them on a different desktop. So now your notes are in one desktop and your system settings are in a different one. I don't even want to begin to explain desktop right now. Can you, let me see if we can pull it up here. Can you click on your notes again right here on your account? Yeah. So yeah, you're having the problem that you have it on a different desktop. I need to fix this for you. Let's see if you see the request remote control request now. Do you see something that says request remote control? Say confirm. Can you say confirm? Okay, so don't move your mouse anymore. I'm going to move it for you. I need to fix this for you for a second. Let me see if I can get to your different. You created a different desktop for your stuff, which is okay, I'm fixing something that I don't really have the time to fix. I can't reach your second desktop. Yolanda, can you touch the top of your screen with your mouse? Like put your mouse at the top of the screen. Like way at the top. Like I need to pull up your desktops, or click your F3 key. Can you click your F3 key? F3. Like go to your keyboards next to the escape. You have F1, F2, F3.
Oh, this
you
one,
go,
think.
Go to the you see it? No, your keyboard. Look at your keyboard where you write. Look at your keyboard where you write.
My right.
Don't look at your screen anymore. Go down as if you're going to write a letter. Go down to your keyboard. To your keyboard. Your eyes need to face down, and I'm looking at them up to your keyboard, and find the escape key.
Escape key.
Okay. Now next to your escape key, you have F1, F2, F3. Can you click F3?
F3. One,
F3.
2. Is that F3?
Okay. Yeah. So stop for a minute. Okay. So desktop 1 and 2. Okay. So we had, okay. Your stuff is in the same desktop now. Okay. So now don't do anything else. Don't do anything else. Okay. This is what I was trying to do. This is, I need to show you stuff. Okay. So guys, what I was trying to show you is on this account, go to abacoxyahoo.com. She has no notes. So let's not leave it available. So I'm going to go to her internet accounts, go to Abba, this one. Okay. Mail. No, not that one. It's this one. Go to Abba there. He has so many. This one, go to Abba Cox. She has her notes turned on. You see that? So I'm going to turn the feature off. Right there. Delete from my Mac. So now when we go over here, we go to Abba is gone. See that? So we don't have to worry about those anymore. Does that make sense? Now, if you go to the Yolanda Aumentado, she does have some folders and stuff, but it looks like there's only one note. But I'm going to leave that there because that's her actual note that matters. But then she goes to Y Aumentado Cox, and she does have 5 notes there. Now these notes, if she throws that account away, will disappear. So maybe these are notes that if you care about, we're going to move them to your good account. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But what I'm trying to say is if it's on here, you see it here. If it's off here, you don't see it here. If that's clear, now you guys go to your notes and decide. I want to have notes in many different accounts, even though I haven't really used notes with you guys yet, but it's like getting a piece of paper and writing down something that you want to have handy, then leave all your accounts up. But if not, get rid of the rest of the accounts and leave only the main account plus Pipeline, and then you can have them that way, or leave the iCloud. We're going to talk about that, but I'm just showing you how you can choose to have notes or not have notes by in your internet accounts, turning on or off that little ball. Now, for the rest of this, just let it be. I'm going to go ahead and stop your share, and we're going to be done with this part of the class. I have 4 minutes left to show people how to get to the class handouts. Your homework is to try to look at your different apps on your phone and your computer. Like go and open your notes on your phone and go, oh, I didn't ever use this. I didn't know it was there. Like become acquainted to opening up these apps. Go to your computer and your notes and just play around with it a bit. Try not to delete anything that you have there if you never used it, but try to do something and see what it might be useful or feel like. But most importantly, go to these accounts and see if you have any that you don't need to use for notes. It's easier to have all your notes in one account because mail comes at you from different accounts. People write to you, but notes you create, you write. So I think it's easier if you just have one account that has your notes. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Why have notes all over, spread all over the world? So if you see that there's no notes on all the accounts, just go into the settings and turn the feature of notes off for that account. That way there's no question about which one of all your accounts has your notes. Okay, that's just a suggestion. All right, now everyone who wants to hang out and see how to get to the class handouts, please do so. Everyone who wants to leave a few minutes ahead of time, please do so, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Now, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to open a browser. Since this is a Mac class, I open Safari, but if you prefer to use any other browser, please open any other browser. So Susie and Kristen in particular, and everyone else who wants a reminder of how to get to the class handouts and recording links, let's open a browser. And
Shall we
now
do
what
that?
we're going to do, please do that. Yes, open a browser because you need to be able to do this without me. So I'm showing you how to do it once. Open a browser and type my.sbcc.edu. 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 And then hit your return key and it'll bring you to this page. My.sbcc.edu. And when you're at this page, give me a yes. And by the way, Kristen and Susie and anyone else who wants to know how to get to the class handouts, while I'm waiting for you guys to get here, let me show you.
Can we put that in favorites or bookmark
Email.
it?
Yes, you can, but hold on. This is the email that I sent you today, right? It said, hey guys, this is the link to the class. Remember, if you can't make it to the class, please catch in. And then here I have, use this link to view a video that shows you how to access the class recordings. I am sending it to you twice a week. Click on this video and you will get a video of me doing exactly what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Okay, so you have that video. All right, that said, let's go to my.sbcc.edu because class is over, so I'm going to do it relatively fast and you might need to use the video. So you sign in, enter the password, you sign in, and you log in. Once you have logged in, you'll get to this page. Now this page might look like this, or it might be missing this red bar on the side. If the window is skinnier, it might not have that red bar, okay? Sometimes the red bar is there, sometimes not, and it may, as if the window's wider, it's there, if the window's skinnier, it's not there. So it doesn't matter if it's wide, that's good. If it's skinny, how do you pick up that red thing is by clicking on this little icon there, and then it pops in, okay? We need that red bar. So if you don't see it, either make your window wider or click on that little icon. And by this one right there, 3 little lines, and then the sidebar menu appears. Then on the red sidebar, go down to the word Gmail. Click on the word Gmail. And this is your school pipeline email, which I'm not interested in right now. I want you to move through this to the shared Google Drive where the class handouts are. But if you are interested in this is how you get your school email, but I'm going to teach you a better way through the Mac. But never mind. Now, once you are here, you're going to go to the top of right of your screen and you're going to look for these little 9 dots. And you're going to click on the 9 dots. And when you click on the 9 dots, you're going to see here the Google drive. Just the word drive.
A minute, Ray. I'll be there.
Okay. Click on the word drive. You don't, and remember, my video shows you all of these steps, so don't need to write down something. Just watch and understand it, and then you can get the recording to help you be there. Once you're in the word drive, on the left side of the page, there's a bunch of stuff over here. And if you've never been here, it'll say welcome and whatnot, but you need to go to shared drives. Shared drives. Now, a lot of people get confused with shared with me. It's not shared with me, it's shared drives. Click on shared drives. And once you get to shared drives, you will have here the name of Mac Intro Level 1 and 2 shared drive, because you belong to this class. I have a ton because I teach all these classes. You would see Mac Intro Level 1 and 2, double click on that, and now you're in the class shared drive. There's a lot of stuff here you can look up. The one I care about the most is this one. Zoom class recording links Mac Level 2, Zoom class recording links Mac Level 1, and Zoom class recording links Intro to the Mac. So these are all the classes I've been teaching all this summer. Level 2 is what we're teaching right now. You're going to double click on that one. And here you have Tuesday's class, link to the class recording. If you click on this, it'll take you to the recording of Tuesday's class. And here's me fixing my jacket. But anyway, here's the class recording. Okay. Now, if you go back here, you have a summary that Zoom puts together, not me, so it sounds a bit strange, but it basically shows you this is what Deanna taught a class that covers this and that and that, and this is the things that we did, and this is the details, so you can read through this. Okay, so this is a summary of the class. You can't learn from the summary, it just tells you what you did, but it kind of at least shows you where I talked about the USB ports and what you needed to buy, because I told you guys had to buy something. So please watch the recording because you guys need to buy something, et cetera, et cetera. Now, by tonight or tomorrow morning at most, you'll have a link here with this class today and the summary of today, because today's your life in second. Now, for those of you who need to watch the recording from last week, here is last class, Mac Level 1. Here are all the links for Mac Level 1 and the dates. So I want you to look at the last one, July 24th. We did a lot of work on notes. Okay, so this is Mac Level 1, and this is the class that we had last week. All right,
Diane,
you need to
quick
go.
question.
It's
I need
almost
to go.
12:40.
So unless if you need
Thank
to support
you.
yourself with that video, and if the question is urgent, I'm happy to answer it. But
It's
quick
Did
answer.
you
12:40.
say,
You need
did you
lunch.
say to double click on the link to the
If
summary
it
to bring
doesn't work with single, then double, as I always say.
Thank you.
It's a double, but if it doesn't work with single, then double.
Thank you.
One of the two. works.
Deanna, do you still need to sign me up or do something in registration? Because I'm not seeing anything for this class.
You're registered, so
Yeah, I got the notice that I was.
Okay, so as long as you're registered, I am sharing this with the CRN. So you are getting the digital design techniques one, right?
Yes, I got this
So
summer
that-
2025.
So it might be that they just registered you and the registration has to follow the process and then you'll get added to the CRN. Let me check really quick to see if you are in my roster. You might not be on the roster yet. I sent you the link because you told me you were coming.
Yeah,
Technically, we had a
thank you.
meeting yesterday where everyone said we can't do that, just so you know.
Really?
Yeah, because you're not supposed to be in the class if you haven't signed up. But let me do a quick check to see if you show up already. And if you show up already and you still are not getting it, then you need to go to tech support and see, there you're cousin Kristen, Mac Level 2. Okay, so you need to check in with Santa Barbara City College Tech Support, which in the welcome email at the bottom is how to get through with them, and tell them, hey, same teacher, sharing one, sharing the other. I don't appear, I just signed up, but I'll give it a day. Maybe in just a day it'll work, but if not, they're not there tomorrow. So call them today and see if they can hurry it up some way. If not, you might not have it the whole weekend.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Bye guys, see you on Tuesday.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.